to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Try Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema. It works at and below the skin surface and can be used on almost everybody, like on the dimples of a diva.
Yeah, roll your boat. Yeah, roll your boat.
Or the shoulders of a chef.
Look, Mom, I made jelly beans on toast.
Steroid-free Eucrisa works at and below the skin surface. It blocks PDE4 enzymes, which is believed to reduce inflammation, even on the wrist of a rebel.
What did you do to your hair?
What?
The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. Prescription Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema is for topical use only in ages 3 months and up. Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa, crisaborole ointment 2%, or its ingredients. Allergic reactions, including hives, itching, swelling, and redness, may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain, such as burning or stinging.
Come on, moms and dads. Check out eucrisa.com and ask your doctor about Eucrisa.
Can I sing one more song?
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time
for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, we have so much to talk about, and it's a good thing today we have a 3-hour show to do it because Monday Night Football is going to be on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM tonight because we have a GCU game coming up at 7:45 here on 1580 The Fanatic. So that's why that is the way it is. But we have so much to talk about, and I'm not even sure where to start. The football will be the last thing we talk about because we got plenty of time. But over the weekend, many things happened. Yesterday was the first day of Hanukkah, which sounds kind of early because it is. Hanukkah usually is around Christmas, but the first day can come as early as November 28th or as late as December 27th. So happy Hanukkah to people observing that today. And then I found this. When I was reading about that, I was very fascinated by the whole Hanukkah date range and why it's like that.
All right.
I happened to just be clicking through some websites and I found this. The St. Nicholas that is associated with Santa Claus, also the patron saint of what? Do you know?
Patron saint of
yes.
Yes. Potatoes.
Gifts? No. Well, it could be seen that way. The patron saint of prostitutes.
Oh.
Did you know that? I didn't know that they had one, needed one, wanted one, could get one. But still, yes, it is a true fact that St. Nicholas is the patron saint of prostitutes. I don't know. I just thought that was fascinating. I found that.
That is very interesting.
Kind of messed me up, freaked me out, kind of messed me up. And then this messed me up when I found out the Dollar Tree is about to become $1.25 tree. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You can't say dollar store, Dollar Tree, and then add on 25% markups.
They're going to change they're physically changing their name to $1.25 store.
Well, I don't know, but they are raising their prices. I don't know if they should be forced by law to call themselves $1.25 tree because it's a dollar. It's a dollar store. You don't charge $1.25 at a dollar store. Nobody has to walk into a dollar store and say, "Hey, how much is that?" It's $1. Yeah, that's all. You don't need to do that. So they've announced that they've raised prices 25% as early as next January. They said, "Oh, we've tested these, and everybody loved it." But no, everybody in the company did. You're full of crap if somebody is telling you they love that you're charging them 25% more. Anyways, so that was weird to see that happen. And then I find out because remember, guys, I was out of town. And when you're out of town, you're not really watching the news, keeping up on stuff. Yeah, I saw this morning Michael Strahan's going up in the big space penis. Well, why are we sending Michael Strahan up in the space penis?
Well, he was asked, and he wanted to go in the giant space penis into orbit, and we talked about this on Wednesday. No, hell no. There are other people that are flying that are paying for it. Michael Strahan is going gratis.
Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense, but we couldn't send Terry Bradshaw instead because this is not. I don't want to lose Michael Strahan.
He's a national treasure.
Yes.
I know.
Bill Shatner. 90 years old. He'd have blown up. Everybody had said, A, should have checked the weight requirements. B, he's had a good life. Strahan is a young man, and he's you say, a national treasure. I don't like this very much at all, but it's going to happen on December 9th, and he will then also be the tallest person in space ever because he's 6'5". Didn't know if you knew that. You probably already talked about that.
Did not know that. No.
Anyway, I'm bothered by this. So then that happens. Then I find out LeBron James, since I've been gone, went full heel. Like the wrestlers, they call it going heel. Yeah. Punching guys with in the with his elbow.
He used his elbow. Yep.
And then the other day he got fined for grabbing his crotch. He went the full Sam Cassell on that thing, doing a little dance. So he grabbing his crotch. He ran down What is going on with this guy? Has he lost his mind? Is it because his skills are fading and failing? Although he did sink that 3, but I don't know what's going on. Why is he acting up like this? What happened?
Well, could be it could be the midlife crisis.
All those comparisons to Michael Jordan finally just wearing him down.
Could be. Yep. Could be.
No, I just think with the elbow to that guy's face, that was him trying to hit the guy. I don't think he meant to hit him in the face.
Sure, he did.
But he did mean to hit him. That's for sure.
Well, of course he meant to hit him in the face. That was the idea. I saw the video. I did see the video because everybody kept asking me throughout the week. You see what happened with LeBron? No, I'm not working right now.
Yeah, you're on vacation. You're not on LeBron watch.
You got to see this. All right, fine. Holy crap. Of course, Isaiah Stewart lost his damn mind, but I don't think it was right that he got 2 games of a suspension and LeBron only got 1.
Yeah, that is incredibly unfair.
I mean, trying to go after a guy later in the locker room does sort of push that envelope, I guess.
But I'm more concerned with the amount of games that LeBron got in particular, because that's a very reckless play. It's something that the NBA has said they'd like out of the game. And here they are with an opportunity to punish the one person who, if you punish him, everyone else falls in line. And they didn't do it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, okay. I guess there is a line of who's accountable and who's not in the NBA. So that drops the NBA credibility about it. Remember last week before I went on vacation, I was saying how I count on the NBA to do the right thing because historically they've done the right thing like they did with the Donald Sterling thing. And now here they go making a fool out of me on this one. But he's fined. Well, he's not. He was fined for grabbing the crotch. He just lost game money or something. Or did he get fined for the crotch grab?
I believe he did.
I think it's a $15,000 fine when you impersonate Michael Jackson on the court.
Could be. And 24 hours in jail, I believe.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
And then I find out that penis cancer is changing his name legally. He wants his last name to be Freedom. which I love because penis cancer, everybody gets mad when I call them that. Penis freedom? That sounds like something that is amazing for everyone.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's not penis, it's ennis. Ennis cancer.
Well, we can argue pronunciations another time, but I love penis freedom.
There's no P involved.
He's now my favorite player ever.
Ennis Freedom would be his name. Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Bruce Springsteen's going to do a song about it. You know, I love that penis freedom. Yeah, I
don't think there's
Grammy.
a P.
It's the damn
I
Grammy.
don't know about that, but
it's Ennis. I believe Ennis is his name. Mm-hmm.
Penis freedom will become that, and then he's going to become a U.S. citizen today. Actually, today's the day that actually happens. So yeah,
congratulations, good for him.
Yeah, I might even get a jersey. I might. Nah, I will never get a jersey. I just can't put another man's name on my back. So just it's my thing. There is a bunch of stuff that is happening in breaking news, and we're going to get to that in a moment. First, let me just say hello to some of these guys on the old text line, 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner. Ooh, I knew he'd be the first text today after the news broke about what's going on. He says, good day, gents. Welcome back, Jeffrey. Boy, oh boy. I thought the Sooners were going to pull it off. Now we lose our coach. Bad day for Sooner fans. Yes, it is a very bad day for the Sooner fans. And it gets worse and worse and worse as the day goes. And at first, it was just a couple of guys. And then Malachi Nelson, who's a 5-star recruit from who was committed to Oklahoma, he dropped it and said, but I'm thinking about USC now for some strange unknown reason. And then Spencer Rattler saying bye-bye to Oklahoma.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler got his feelings hurt because he got benched in lieu of a freshman quarterback. Anyway. Yeah. That's quite honestly has outplayed him all season. He's a better quarterback. And so Spencer Rattler is going to cry and take his ball and go somewhere else. I don't know where he's going to end up.
I don't know if he's crying. It's just that he's lost the starting job. He cannot start at Oklahoma anymore. So he's got to. He has dreams of going to the NFL. You're not going to get there from the bench.
I have a question.
He's got to go.
Why can't he start at Oklahoma anymore?
He's not beating Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is far better quarterback, and plus,
so it wasn't about the coach. It was about who was ahead of him in line.
Yeah.
Unless he leaves.
And a freshman and the fact that it's a freshman that beats you out, not an upperclassman, means that he's keeping that job forever.
Yeah, not good. Not good. Okay, that makes sense. We got more on the college football a little bit later. Let me get some more texts. King of Kitten says, hey guys, what's the time of the Monday Night Football pregame on 1510? There will be no pregame. The game starts at 6 p.m. on 1510. And 105.3 FM. See, Keon looks perplexed every time we do that, Randy.
Yeah, I don't think he understands that's one of the imaging pieces over there.
Okay.
The guy,
105.3 FM. We don't know why. There's a guy who's like, Money Radio 1510. And out of nowhere, just like through a tin can. And 105.3 FM. Just. So it's just, that's why we do that.
Okay.
So that 6 p.m. is when the game starts, King of Kittens. Big Stanky 87 says, hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Keon, have a question. Who do you think's going to be able to score on the football team tonight? DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett?
Boy, I would go with DK just because.
Sounds like he's asking who's harder to cover, right?
Yeah, I mean, who's harder to cover, but I think that DK, because of the big play potential and the fact that he'll probably be covered by William Jackson at some point tonight, and William Jackson has been burned alive basically every time someone's gone over the top of him. I'd probably put my money on DK Metcalf scoring more.
Bob Schwersky says, hey, welcome back there, Jeffrey. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Hefty Lefty says, afternoon, Blender friends and fourth dimension. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Oh, I enjoyed all the NFL fun. Tough luck with the Colts, Jeffrey, but they played decently well and were probably the most entertaining game of the day. Thanks, great. It's good. Just kidding. Congrats to Keon on a victory. Those always feel good, don't they? Not like you'd know. Randy should feel good about the Cardinals because any week of rest and nothing bad happening is a good week in the NFL. And hot damn, my Broncos decided to show up this week.
How about that?
Same week the Chargers decided not to.
Yeah.
That was an epically long tweet for Hefty Lefty. He is assuredly out of breath and will not text again for a little bit. Kyle G says, burn in hell, Ohio.
Wow.
He is also, I believe that is the Michigan fight song. I'm not going to read your fight song. Not
Yeah,
going
I
to read
think
the Hail to the Victors thing. That's all.
I heard that. Burn in hell, Ohio State. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I am going to reserve my right to only do the Arizona State University fight song. Jag Dog says, hookers. Mr. Pringle says, gone shopping for a professional quarterback that can't throw the ball 30 yards into the end zone for a Hail Mary attempt. Yep, I'll be in Indianapolis for my potential purchase. Yeah, I know the feeling, friend. I know the feeling. Senior Wake and Bake says, sup, fellas?
Hey.
What about good old St. Nick? All right. Big George says, welcome back, Jeffrey. I hope you, Randy, and Keon had a wonderful long Thanksgiving weekend. Nice to spend some time with the family there and enjoy some turkey. It was also nice to see ASU beat down Arizona. We only need 5 more wins to overtake them in the all-time series record. Right now, Arizona leads the all-time series 49-41-1. It hurts my soul to see that there was a tie there.
Yeah.
He says within the next 5 years, ASU will lead. And we can shut up those Arizona fans that always bring this up. Well, yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, if we can do it, great. But listen, the pendulum swings on how good a football team is or a basketball team is. Everybody gets a turn. So you don't want the next 5 years. You want the next 10 years. You want to put them in your rear view just to shut them up, because it's gonna take more than that. But listen, be happy for what you have right now. Don't think of the past or the future. So who said that the other day? Somebody said that. Anyway, so yes, Arizona State University easily winning their 5th straight against Arizona. I watched the game because, up in Oregon where I was visiting, they got the Pac-12 network everywhere.
How about that?
I didn't have to download a thing or spoof a thing or do a thing. I just turned on a TV and well, by God, there it is. And so 38-15, typical ASU slow start, and then a couple of turnovers by Arizona. And of course, everybody have the worst opponent that you can get, and that is the referees, who are just throwing flag after flag after flag. It's crazy. But like I told you, Randy, you were worried. I was not worried. ASU won the game. Easily done.
Yeah.
Nobody can be surprised about this.
Well, I don't think anybody is surprised, except for me. I am, quite frankly, I'm a bit surprised that it wasn't a bigger win. And they go ahead and prove my point. Last year, 70-7, and this year, 38-15. You see what I'm saying? They're inching closer every year. They're inching closer.
Well, they're not really, because Eddie Fisher, who's
Fish?
whatever.
Jed Fish.
Yeah, he coached them to a 1-10 record this season, worse than the season before.
Well, I mean, that's not really entirely his fault. The administration that he had previously had absolutely no talent on this team. I mean, a poorly put together team indeed. So he's going to have a great offseason recruiting and probably bringing in some talent to this program.
Please come to my school, where our team had a 1-10 record last year.
1-11 now.
By the way, did you know that St. Nicholas was the patron saint of everything that will get you if you come to Arizona?
Wow.
How is he going to recruit?
I don't know.
He's got nothing to recruit with.
Well, he has a tall task ahead of him. And believe it or not, these guys have been known to bring in some other famous alumni, like perhaps maybe a Teddy Bruschi and maybe a Rob Gronkowski, who have gone on to the NFL and graduated from this U of A program.
If you have more, you may have an IQ above functionally retarded. Keep going. Who else?
Teddy Bruschi is a smart man now. I mean, I'll give you the Rob Gronkowski, who has to be told what time of day it is. Randy, but Teddy Bruschi knows what's going on.
Help me out. We're trashing Arizona. Help me out, man. So, all right. Well, Arizona State University does us proud, and we'll find out what bowl game Arizona gets, what bowl game ASU gets. No, I know, Keon. I'm just being sarcastic. I know there's no bowl game. There is no bowl game for Arizona.
Yeah.
0 bowl games.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, there's so many bowl games, they might.
You got to win 6. You don't get to 6 that we're not even talking about it. 1 win is not even close to enough.
So, Lincoln Riley decided to head on over to USC. I'm thinking his motivation is the chance to teach young students how to be better men and work. It's about the money. Yeah. It's all about the money, and
the money and prestige move is all he did.
the Trader banners already went up there in Oklahoma. Just everybody hates him. Now, of course, some of his assistants have already jumped ship, and so now, Keon, help us understand this. Lincoln Riley going to the USC. What does that help them? Does that really improve them? He'll drag some stuff with him from Oklahoma, but outside of that. Does that mean now we all have to just fear, the Trojans in the Pac-12? Does this make the Pac-12 more legitimate? What all comes from this big news?
I mean, it does make the Pac-12 more legitimate. The fact that you can go out and get that kind of guy where Lincoln Riley was getting attention from NFL teams. That's the kind of move that everyone thought he was going to make next if he ended up leaving Oklahoma. It does make USC tons scarier because he is one of the best offensive minds in the game. When you talk about a guy that can just scheme it up, it's him. It's Ryan Day at Ohio State. It was previously Dan Mullen. He can scheme it up, but he can't recruit. But he's one of those guys, one of those top level guys. And you have to think if he can get to a place where they have endless money, which USC does, and you're able to go out and hit the recruiting trail and get him the level of talent that he would still struggle to get at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a great university, but they know that they have to work harder than everybody else to be great. And they have done that for the last 20 plus years, which is why they've been fantastic. But him going to USC, the coffers are open. The money is infinite at USC. The boosters are willing to give everything.
I mean, the money's there. It is a wonderful backdrop for him to bring his coaching skills to. They have all the talent you could ever need. I right now, and the season's not even over. We're into bowl season. I'm predicting USC is just going to dominate next season, just for the fact that Lincoln Riley's there, and they already have so much talent on the sideline. This should be just crazy.
They have no trouble getting quarterbacks. You know, you're in LA versus Norman, Oklahoma, which is already a tough task to recruit people to in the first place. I mean, LA is just going to be way easier. Yeah, I mean, it makes USC a very tough program now. But I don't know if he's going to dominate next year. But give him some time, a couple of years, and this thing's going to be pretty scary.
Well, we got Herm Dam Edwards and Ray Anderson.
Like I said, USC looks pretty damn good, and the season's not even over.
Yep. All right. Well, let's take a break. We've got a lot of people on the text line clamoring to get their voices heard. We have more college football to talk about. We have the Phoenix Suns. We have other things before we can even get to all the damn football games. So come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
It continues to be an absolute struggle for the Arizona Coyotes. They sit with a record of just 4-15-2. They have lost 2 in a row and 3 of their last 5 as they get set for a matchup against the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Winnipeg is favored, paying out at -330 on the money line. If the Coyotes come up with the upset win tonight, they pay out at +260. The spread sitting at 1.5 goals, and the over-under for tonight's contest is at 5.5 goals. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of NFC action coming up from the nation's capital when the Washington football team takes on the Seattle Seahawks. Washington has won 2 straight, including an impressive win at the Panthers last week. Quarterback Taylor Heineke says the offense is growing more confident each game.
I feel like I've played better just by going out there and having fun, being myself, let the personality come out. And I think that kind of rubs off on some other guys. I know we just trust each other, and we trust the play call, and we just go out there and try and execute it. So it's been going well for the last 2 weeks.
For Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they're looking to get back in the win column after back-to-back losses following Wilson's return from finger surgery. Join Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and me for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6688 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6688. Enjoy.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
So I am holding out, much to the chagrin of my dad. Don't be greedy. My agent said, so here's the deal. We're all right with the signing bonus. We'll get a little more there. But what we're fighting for is the third year and $20,000 on the third year.
What does your father say?
When it was all said and done, good job.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so tonight you have GCU at Loyola, and Monday Night Football is over on Money Radio at 6 p.m. It's Seahawks at Washington. You can find that on 1510 AM and 105.3 FM over there with our sister station. Okay, with Lincoln Riley leaving Oklahoma and moving back to Cali, because, Lincoln went to USC. Well, now there's an opening. There's a coach's opening. And the first name that popped up not long after the news broke was Cliff Damn Kingsbury. Yeah. And I don't know who's talking about this. I don't know if there's been any contact. I'm sure there has been. And so, yes, Cliff Kingsbury's name popped up to the top of the list. And Kingsbury said, I don't get into those things. My sole focus the last couple of weeks has been Chicago Bears. That didn't sound like a no, did it? That did not sound like a no.
Well, it didn't sound like a no, but if you're an NFL coach and you're coaching a team that is leading the NFL right now, has the #1 overall spot because you're 9-2 on the season, you're in a bye week, you're getting ready to take on the Bears, possibly another win. Why would you even entertain the thought of leaving this program and going to a university like Oklahoma?
Then why wouldn't you entertain doing what Mike Tomlin did when he said not just no, but hell no? Cliff Kingsbury did not slam the door shut like Mike Tomlin did. Now I get it. Cliff Kingsbury's got a year left in his contract, and I'm sure he's going to try to leverage this into some more money. But still, that's not something I'm sure an Arizona Cardinal fan wants to hear is we're in season, we're 9-2, just not a topic I want to touch right now. All of those words he put together, all of those words, way more than just a no.
Which he could have done. But yeah, I think what he wants is you're absolutely correct, more money. But I also think he wants more years on that contract. You got 1 year left on the deal. You'd like to get that, and if you have other options, then maybe you don't get strong armed into a shorter deal. You could maybe push the team to give you something more. That's the only thing that only thought that I have on it that he could be thinking about.
Okay, I'll be that girl in the group of girls after. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you, Arizona Cardinal fans.
Okay.
Girl, you can do better. You can do better than Cliff Kingsbury. And if he does go to Oklahoma, do the Willy Wonka. No, don't stop. Don't care. Because whoever is on that staff with him, those are the guys you got to work hard to keep. Because remember, COVID, boop, oh, okay, we still won the game. Oh, everything seemed the same. Everything looked the same, smelled the same, felt the same, played the same. Didn't need Cliff Kingsbury. All you need to do is work hard to keep those assistants and maybe elevate whoever really is calling the shots on offense. That's what I say. But not my team, Randy. I'll let you have it.
Yeah, I just can't see him even entertaining the thought. I think both of you are exactly right. He's going to try to leverage this to get more years and more money in a new contract to be the Arizona Cardinals head coach. And
only works if he wins the Super Bowl.
Well, I even if they don't, even if they go and play for the right to go to the Super Bowl, it's a hell of a lot better than it was last 2 seasons.
All right, now let the two objective people here talk about this a moment, Randy. Keon, for Cliff Kingsbury to absolutely walk in there, swing around a big D saying, give me that contract that I want my way. How far does he have to go? Does he have to at least make it to the NFC, finals?
Yeah, you got to make it to the NFC title game at the very least, because of how good this team has been all year long. The talent is clearly there. Like, I don't know if you can walk into Steve Keim's office and say, hey, give me more money, give me more years. And you didn't make it to an NFC title game with a team that Steve Keim built and put together and say, yeah, I deserve more, even though I failed to get it done with this clearly talented roster of, top tier wide receivers. You got an elite quarterback. You've got a solid offensive line. You've got a running game. You've got a backup quarterback that can function. I mean, you've got so many things working in your favor. You've got to make it to an NFC title game, or I don't know how open that conversation gets to be.
So if you to walk in and flop it on the desk and say, give me what I want, it better be an NFC title game. Hell, win the Super Bowl, you flop it on his forehead. Outside of that, though, I almost wonder if Cliff Kingsbury is going to look at it and say, I'm going back to college. I'm going back to college because, correct me if I'm wrong, Keon, sometimes the money paid to a college football coach exceeds that is paid to an NFL coach.
You are correct. If you can be successful in college, and that the key there is that you've got to be successful.
So far, he has not been, but go ahead.
But if you can be, especially at a university like Oklahoma, where football is the most important thing that you can do on that campus. Yeah, they've been pretty good at basketball, but they live for football. And where you have these other schools where the boosters don't want to get out of the way. They want to be part of the process. And that's one of the reasons why it has been so rough for USC and for Texas and schools you think would be better to be better. Oklahoma doesn't have that problem. Their boosters give you the money and then they get the hell out of the way. And there is something to that if you're a head coach to know you have absolute control of a program.
Somebody else texted, I'm sorry, because there's a lot of texts on the text line, that one of the things that Cliff Kingsbury did not like doing was recruiting. He was not a recruiter at all.
It's not fun. There's a specific kind of person who enjoys, driving around the country, flying around the country, going to various homes of high school students, and then trying to put on the pitch of, here's why you should come here. Most people don't enjoy that. And there's a reason why a lot of coaches, even though they could make more money in college, like to go to the NFL. You don't have a recruit. You and the general manager get together and you draft the guys you want. There's a reason why I don't think Urban is in a rush to leave the NFL. He may have screwed it up, but he's not in a rush to leave himself, because I think that he's good at recruiting. I don't think he likes it. I don't think anybody really enjoys it. And I don't think Cliff Kingsbury wants to go back to that either.
Well, Herm really likes recruiting. So that could be a problem.
Overjoyed about it.
So as it stands now, Cliff Kingsbury is he's not saying no. but he's hit the pause button. We'll see what happens. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, oh, no. Thank you, Michigan, for making those Buckeyes blue. There you go. Joe the Show says, Michael Strahan's Christmas letter. Dear Santa, please let me visit space. Santa, this one's in the house. Enjoy the space penis. Patron saint of whores, St. Nicholas. Joe the Show has not texted since August 23rd. That was an epic text. Aiden Army says, Baby Braun also had a couple of fans kicked out of the arena in Indiana because they hurt his feelings. Did anybody see this? I watched the video of them being thrown out, but I have no idea if they actually were acting up. Did anybody sitting around them report that there was a just cause for LeBron to ask this woman and her boyfriend to leave?
Yeah, I saw the video, but I didn't see the context either.
Yeah, neither.
And
I kind of feel like something might have happened because as she was leaving, she turned to the camera and she went, I did the boohoo face and the crybaby face like this.
Yeah.
So when you see that, it wasn't like, oh, me? Well, I don't understand. She was like, so they had to have done something. Did it justify that? Probably not.
Probably not, but I don't know. Like I would have to know what was said and maybe even how it was said first before I figure that LeBron was just being a baby there. It's possible because people say things at games, and you can't go to a game and just say anything you want.
Well, he's not sitting in those seats. Other seats, yes.
Yeah,
not those.
I mean, yeah, because no one can hear you from where I can afford to sit. But
Randy and I don't always agree on the nets in baseball, but I think Randy and I agree on the cushion barrier between people in floor seats and the basketball. That's too close. That is too close without any sort of protection either direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays you see like 2 rows of seats for the other players that are not going to be in the game, kind of the do not play guys. They're on the second row, and they've got some of the trainers and that sort of thing on the second. So they're way back in the crowd now. There's got to be some way to move these guys so they're not right there in the crowd. I just feel like you're putting these guys in danger.
Yeah, I understand. It's financial. It's money. Those lower seats get you a lot of money, but you're seeing more and more often problems and situations that, hey, I'm talking like a 1-seat, like a sideboard buffer, like you see in arena football or kind of like in hockey. Right. Yeah. I'm not saying put a plexiglass, but I'm saying just something that separates the players from the people in the stands there. And, you can still be at floor level. You're just going to be back a little further, and you're going to have like a little barrier between you and what's going on out there. I think it's also helpful for safety. I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to be like, screaming about the Nets thing again. But, I don't like the look of LeBron saying to the referee, come with me. We're ejecting those 2 right there. I need more proof than that those people should be thrown out. And he did it on an away game.
Yeah. Which is just, you can't do that, I don't think, if you're not LeBron. I mean, maybe Durant could get away with doing it on an away game, but that's about it.
No, Durant would just quickly get himself a burner Twitter account and do like, these people here, I'm telling you right now.
Well, now he just does it from his real Twitter because everybody knows, but...
Mars 805 says, happy Monday. How was your weekend? Not bad. And you? Raiders did you on Thursday. Duke took care of business in basketball. Lakers need to do something about these overtime games. 805, please, Randy. And how's the Pick'em top 5 going? Go Trojans, he says. I haven't looked at it yet, to be honest. How your guys' picks looking this week? I haven't even had a chance to see it.
Mine got shredded.
Not good.
I don't know about you. Mine got shredded.
All the afternoon games just absolutely went the wrong way for me. All of them. Every single one.
I kind of vaguely remember what I picked because, I sent it. I don't know. I did change a couple of picks on Friday after the Thursday games or during Thursday games when I was watching. I might pick change some of the Sunday stuff, but I know I didn't get all the Thursday games right. I know that I missed one of them. Well, I guess we'll figure that out tomorrow. So Mars 805, tune in tomorrow because at the beginning of the show I will let you guys know what's up. Screaming Eagle says, hi, y'all, and happy Monday. Jeffrey, your Colts did fantastic against the Bills. No, they didn't. They lost. I'm sorry, they won against the Bills, but they lost against the Bucs. Yes. The loss is still a loss. He says, still would be proud, hopeful, pulling for the Colts. At least Tennessee also lost. Okay, guys, don't talk to me about the playoffs when it comes to my Colts.
Playoffs.
I don't want that. There's no reason for us to go to any playoffs because as sure as I'm standing here, they're not going to win. Did you see what Carson Wentz did yesterday? Did you see how he became? Yep, that's what we were afraid of. In a very important game that was very winnable had he not blown it. I don't even want to talk about the Colts. I don't even want to talk about it. Please do not. It's like, they always say, some politician, if nominated, I will not serve. You know what? Please don't. Stop nominating my Colts for any kind of greatness this year. Stop it. I'm sorry. Fish Tank says the Dolphins with their 4th in a row. Anyone who thought Cam Newton was going to be back should now know that he's done. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You got benched for a guy that nobody's ever heard of. We'll talk about that game here in a little bit. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Randy, if Murray went to space, would he also set a record?
Oh, boy. There's your whistle. Just go ahead and enjoy that.
Why whistle? Why would you, the youngest,
for the smallest guy in space,
first quarterback in space? Maybe that's what he meant.
I'm way ahead of you guys. Way ahead of you guys.
You got to be throwing flags already. Let's see. Kyle G. Still, you have to burn in Hell, Ohio. Boogie says, after that elbow last week, LeBron threw a bullet into a Pistons face yesterday. I think LeBron's trying to start something with these Pistons. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's, I've always thought he was kind of an a-hole on the court, but he's really, really pushing it. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I care about many others in the 4th dimension. Has anyone done a welfare check on Boomer Sooner? Yeah, he's going to be fine.
He's okay.
He's been through a lot, seen it all, and been through it all, so he'll be all right. Papa Mike says, Randy, don't forget about former Arizona quarterback Nick Foles.
Yeah, that's another one. There you go.
Well, if you're trying to recruit somebody from, say, Philadelphia. Yeah. Big George says, I agree with Randy. I'm scared of USC right now. They've been sleeping giant for the last 10 years since gum-chewing, life-throwing Pete Carroll left. Now they got a legitimate coach, and they're going to wipe the floor with Pac-12. ASU missed that window of opportunity the last decade, and now you're in trouble. Thanks a lot, Ray Anderson.
Yeah. I mean, what can it? Well said. Well, it's a good take. I can't say it any better than that.
Mr. Pringle says, I believe that yesterday it was the first time in my life I've ever rooted for the Packers ever. Matt Stafford checked his driver's license and said, yep, I'm Matt Stafford. Yep, there I am, right there. Against the Spread says, Coach Handsome is not going anywhere. He's more successful in the league than he was in college. By the way, Jeffrey, hallmark of a great coach is having your staff prepared. Birds winning while Coach K was out with COVID proves my point that he had nothing to do with it. Happy Lefty says, correction on my first text. I don't know why I thought Washington football team already played. Sorry about that. Rumor was they were saying stuff about his son deserving to get in a car accident. When they started involving his kid, he said enough of that. Oh, the people sitting on the side of the court were saying LeBron's kid should be in a car accident?
Yeah, let's not go there. That's terrible. That's awful. That's beyond rooting for a team or booing a team. You're in a different space.
Prove they said it. That's the thing. How do you there's so many people screaming and yelling, but you've zeroed in on exactly what those two said. If they say something that horrific, okay, fine, check them out. But I don't know if he did. Random Texter says, I read the comment made to LeBron was something to the effect, yes, that they hoped his kid would die in a car wreck. All right. Well, who said that? If it's just LeBron, I want some other confirmation. Joe the Show says, August 23rd, I make my rounds every 3 months. Patron saint of Rolling Stone's dad. What? All right. That one is just going to leave us all baffled during the commercial break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. 'Cause State isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on creating a well-balanced portfolio.
Are you just chasing this hot stock and that hot stock? Or do you have a plan? Do you have a balanced portfolio where you have a little bit in healthcare, a little bit in technology, a little bit maybe in energy even? How much do you have in the subsectors like communication services and technology? And then you look at all the stocks within those areas and say, okay, this is the one I like and this is the one that I don't like. But you have to have that balance. And then finding the right balance depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking for income in your portfolio, maybe you want more dividend paying stocks. Or I've got 20 years, I want growth.
If you need help creating a well-balanced portfolio, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or visit compact.com and click on the Get Started button.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Just because you can't listen to us doesn't mean you have to miss our brilliance. Check our latest updates on news, scores, opinions, and more on Facebook and Twitter.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so Friday, you got the high school 6A semifinals. Williams Field is playing at Chaparral at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday at 6 p.m. over on Money Radio is the Open Division semifinals, Saguaro at Hamilton. So all your favorite high school action right here on 1580 The Fanatic, and of course Money Radio 1510 when we got something else going on over here. Colts fan Dan has been texting since the show started at 3 p.m. and I just now I'm getting to it, but it actually reads pretty quickly, like a recap of the show. Are you ready? He starts with, so Jeffrey, you're starting the show off with prostitute trivia? No, not prostitute trivia, saint trivia, because Saint Nick, yes, was, if you do your research, the official patron saint of prostitutes. And then he says, so does that mean prostitutes are 25% more? Only if you get them at the Dollar Tree store, which is raising their prices by 25%. Then he texts, let's snitch. You are correct. Then he says, Gronk even admits he's special on those insurance commercials. Cliff Dingleberry just needs to stay put and STFU. The only reason Cliffy would go back to college is for the co-eds. All right. And he says, la snitch, la bitch, la bum, take your pick. I don't care what you call him. And then he final with this, Colts are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, boy.
Well, we were smooth sailing right up until that point.
Oh, boy. That came to a grinding halt right there.
Yeah, the only way they're going to Super Bowl, unless he's Colts fan Dan, and I appreciate your diehard fandom, but how do you say that after what we saw Sunday? I think the only way the Colts are even going to the Super Bowl is if they have tickets. Tron Slater says, good morning, guys. Been a while. Yeah, June 29th was the last time for Tron Slater.
Yeah,
this might be from left field, but I've been thinking about this for a few months. Okay. Kyler Murray gets hurt next year. Gonna say it here first. Murray is the new J.J. Watt. He ends up getting hurt like every single year. Why would you put that in the guy, Tron?
Thanks, Tron. Thanks.
Why?
Now he's got a Vex on him. Now he's got a damn Vex on him, Tron. Is it bad enough I get enough of these small jokes? And now you put a Vex on him?
I should have pre-read that. I shouldn't have read that at all, Tron. Shame on you. Wow.
And where is this coming from? Kyler Murray's been very durable in his career, and everybody gets hurt at some point. I don't know where you would find that Kyler is going to be more like JJ Watt, that they couldn't be more different in any way.
I know JJ Watt is like 6'5",
and there you go. There you go. I'll just go ahead. Welcome back to the show.
Kyler Murray is a quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know your problem.
I saw your hand going up. Yeah, I knew what you were going to go and do.
It never went down. It never went down. It never went down.
Yeah, well, that's what she said.
What? Yeah. Senior Wake and Bake says, I think LeBron was acting up because he got no sleep. LOL. Chief Skulls Burner says, I'd rather take your Colts quarterback versus my Vikings quarterback who doesn't know where his center is. Oh my God,
boy.
that was
That
funny.
was hilarious.
Chief Skull also says, I still think the NBA should do a raised floor like Williams Arena for the Minnesota Gophers. Hard to rush the floor as a fan if you're down here. Like your nose.
Yeah, but we're not really talking about rushing the floor as much as we're talking about player safety. They're sitting on the sidelines amongst the crowd.
Yeah, I dig it though. Boomer Sooner says a lot. Oh my God, he's been texting. He says, he won his fantasy game by 0.7 points, which means somebody lost theirs by 0.7 points, and that sucked a lot for them. I'm the guy who's always said I'd rather my team lose by a narrow margin because at least they were in there and fight and it was a good game. When they get trounced, then I feel bad. So a lot of other people say, no, I'd rather they just get killed so it's over with. Yeah, okay. But when it comes to fantasy football, I would rather lose by a lot than by 0.7. That, though, is annoying. 5 points, even 10 points, but 0.7. Oh, it hurts.
Nostramarcus beat me last week, Jeffrey, by 1/10, by 1.1 points.
Hey, guys, gather around. Got a couple things to tell you. And I realize I probably would have waited, but I got to tell you this.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Okay, first thing, Rosalie Michaels is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be back on the show as our fantasy football expert. Okay. It's almost completely 100% official, but I can say the real reason I wanted to tell you that is I beat her in fantasy football this week.
Yes, back, Rosalie.
Yes. So if she comes on Thursday, oh me.
Congratulations. The gloat is going to be epic.
No. I'm going to be very cool about it. I just want to do that now.
Get out of your system.
Yes. Because here's the thing, Keon, you don't know this, but Rosalie Michaels for many years was floating this story that I'd never beat her in fantasy football. And I believed it because she is good. She's a fantasy football expert for a reason. So I take no shame in not winning against her. So she would always, that was always her go-to. Like some of you guys with your short Kyler Murray jokes, it was always her saying, yeah, well, you've never beat me in fantasy football. It's like, And then I went back and I looked it up. She was lying. Early on in 2014, I did beat her once at fantasy football, and I just forgot, and so did she. So she laughed about it. Well, you haven't beat me in a long time. Also true. Until the day.
How about that?
Very much.
How about that?
Now, I know the people who are texting in are saying, oh, yay, she's back. And then, of course, I only care about the fact I beat her. That's all that matters. I'm going to be very nice. I'm going to be very gracious in this win. It was a long time coming. And now I got to wait for Boogie to come back to the Premier League so I can maybe beat him. I never beat Boogie once. Which is something he's very proud of. I don't know why the last couple of years I've been trash at fantasy football after a long and illustrious good career. And so he's bragging about the fact he beat me while I was already down. But okay. Get back to the Premier League, Boogie. Get back. I want you. Not like that. I want no, not like that. I realized the minute I said it and I whispered it wrong.
I want you, Boogie.
Yeah, the fact that you whispered it was.
Yeah, it was almost sexual. I was like,
yeah, very tender.
Yeah.
You could whisper that in his ear as I nibble on his neck. I want you, Boogie.
I'm a sexy beast.
That's right. All right, back to what we were doing here. What was I reading? Okay, Boomer Sooner. All that stuff about. Let's see. Yes, Spencer Rattler is transferring. He's not transferring to Oklahoma. What are you talking about? Let's see.
No.
A lot to unpack there. Kiss the cook. I'm going to save you from yourself, but he says time for the NBA to put up a net. I don't think a net is going to work in that, but I appreciate that. Box of Screws says Dingusbury is going to follow the money. If OU throws $9 million per year at him, he might just be gone. He's still barely a 500 NFL coach. Finished the job this year, and he'll earn an extension. It will get interesting.
It's tough, but again, you're going to have to convince the guy to leave Phoenix, Arizona, and go to Norman, Oklahoma, where he will have to basically slum it around the country recruiting. A thing he clearly does not want to do.
But do these guys, these high-end guys like, the head coach of Oklahoma or, the head coach of Oklahoma State, those guys don't drive around in like a Greyhound bus. They fly from one place to another, a private jet generally. They stay in first-class hotel arrangement. I mean, these guys don't slum it around.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I wouldn't say it's slumming around, but there's a difference between you finish a game and you get to go back to your bed and not have to go to Boulder, Colorado, and convince a 17-year-old that he'd rather play for you than for somebody else.
Boogie's uncomfortable now, by the way.
Uh-oh.
I want you. Absolutely. I mean, nobody wants to recruit. It's like sales, right? Nobody wants to do sales. It's a hard thing. You get a lot of rejections, and it's an awful lot of footwork. You're out there on the street. You got to be driving around rather than preparing for football. You're preparing for bringing a guy on board. But I don't think it's going to be a small margin of money, is it, Keon, between what Cliff gets here as a Cardinal coach versus what he might get as an Oklahoma coach, right? I mean, it's going to be a pretty large margin.
Yeah,
it's
going to be a significant amount of money, and they would know that, if that was a move that they decided to make. And there's definitely money to offset all of the things that you have to do. It's just a question of, do you like recruiting or do you not like recruiting? Or do you think you can build it up to where Nick Saban has it, where you just show up and just say, hey, look, we win championships here. You win or you out. If you can get to that point, then recruiting is actually not that bad. But other than that, you're going to have to pay well for somebody to come back and add that to their list of things that they have to do.
Caliban's cousin says Graham had a 590 winning percentage at ASU. Edwards, 595. Why do we get rid of Todd Graham again?
Yeah, because that was my question.
Well, I think that was more about you have some winning seasons and then some losing seasons. And so percentage is irrelevant. It's what have you done for me lately? And listen, Herm Edwards and Ray Anderson both are going to be on the very warm seats. You know what I'm saying? If they go into next season with jobs, those jobs are not going to be guaranteed much longer if they don't start doing something. Papa Mike says, Randy, I just got my second Built Bar delivery today. Flavors are peanut butter brownie, raspberry, and they threw in 2 bars of caramel and peanuts. So far, I'm liking what I'm getting.
There you go. Good for you. Congratulations. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, the great product. Great protein bar. In my opinion, one of the best on the market.
So, Papa Mike, which one is leaning towards your favorite right now? I'd be curious about that. Kyle G says, so if the Suns win tomorrow, the national sports shows are going to have to acknowledge the Suns exist, right? Right?
You would think so.
No.
You'd have to be 17 in a row.
Nah.
You'd be the hottest team in basketball.
It'll be like this.
You already are.
There'll be 30 minutes on the Lakers, and then, oh, by the way, Suns win again at 17 in a row. On to more news. Brooklyn Nets.
They beat the Nets. They beat the Nets.
Welcome to the world of sports in Arizona, Cam.
Oh, God.
I mean, how much did you hear about us before you moved here?
Not enough.
Exactly.
Not enough.
Puts the lotion in the basket says, and if it's coming from puts the lotion in the basket, he says, wow, Tron Slater's got problems. He's got issues, people. He's got big people issues.
Yeah, he does. No kidding.
Right. That is 1 hour down, and we got 2 to go. Come on back, kids. Pretty soon, we're going to be talking NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You make them happen with a little help from new appliances at the Home Depot. Because warm wishes won't roast that turkey. You'll want a new convection oven for that. An air fryer will help make the season light and delicious. And while you're at it, consider a new LG or Samsung fridge that's big enough to hold all kinds of Christmas cheer. Make the holidays yours with the season's best savings on top appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, I got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Time for some smart saving. Make their dreams their reality.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Whatever your little one dreams of becoming, a doctor, a chef, a firefighter, they're going to need a plan and savings. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan, and you will be able to pay for their future education. Visit az529.gov and start saving to make their dream job come true.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Screaming Eagle, did you send me an email with a dog video attached to it? I don't want to click on that if it weren't you. I don't want any viruses on my phone, man. So let me know, Screaming Eagle. Anyway, well, what were we doing? Oh, that's right. We're trying to get to talk about the NFL stuff that happened over the weekend. And I understand. I understand why Randy is not in a hurry to get there, because he had a nice stress-free weekend.
Yeah.
No problems.
No
worrying.
No worries.
No worrying about the Cardinals because they were in a bye week.
Yeah.
I noticed that I'm driving with my wife when we were out of town. I think she seems so peaceful and calm and no stress. In fact, she was having such a good time not being stressed about the Cardinals that we were driving in a vehicle that didn't have satellite radio or access to it. So she was doing basically play-by-play of the Colts game, and she was getting very into the game. And I was like, please don't. It's just, listen, I don't need to know. I know how this is going to end. She's like, you guys are up by 2 touchdowns. I know. Just wait. It's Tom Brady. You don't ever bet against Tom Brady, people.
No, you really don't.
But it was nice to see her enjoying the game and then acting surprised after it ended and we lost, that we didn't come back and score a touchdown in 12 seconds. Fine. But it was, it was good. It must have been good for your soul to have a stress-free weekend sitting at 9-2, Randy.
It was a wonderful weekend. Yeah, the sun was a little brighter, especially after last night. When Los Angeles loses at anything, the air is a little beautiful, more cleaner, a little more crisper. The birds sing a little brighter. The sun is a little warmer and beautiful. The grass is greener. Food tastes better. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And of course, 6858 says, Cards are still the best squad in all of NFL. And the Suns, look at this, 17-game winning streak.
How about that?
Is it 17 or 16?
If they win tonight, I believe they will break the record. Right. I believe it'll be 18 tonight.
And guess who they're playing tonight? They are playing the Warriors.
Mm.
And the Warriors are currently 1 game better than the Suns in the conference and in the entirety of the NBA. They are 18-2. Suns are 17-3.
They're very good this year. The Golden State, they've had a few dry seasons, haven't they? But they're back to being the Golden State team, aren't they?
Right, like they used to be. And it's going to – I can't wait tonight. Sorry, not tonight. Tomorrow night, I can't wait to watch this game. Except for, why the hell is it on at 9 p.m.? It's on at 9 p.m.
Well,
Pacific
West Coast.
time.
West Coast game.
Still makes no sense. Who's getting – why would they start a West Coast game at 8 p.m.? It's still kind of late to start a game.
Well, it's 8 p.m. California time, right?
Yeah.
They're an hour behind us, right? So
yeah. Doesn't matter. But what even if I'm sitting in California, hey, when's the game on? 8 p.m. Hell's it on so late for? It's not like it's a
give
different
you 4 letters on this. ESPN.
Incorrect. TNT.
It's
actually on TNT.
Right. I did not know. I thought that was just an ESPN move.
So I'm going to be up late on Tuesday night. I'm watching the damn game because it's going to be one of the best games you'll see this year. A lot on the line for the Suns. I just want to see them beat this team. You know what I mean? Because
Golden
we've seen
State.
them win 16 in a row. We've seen them beat some good teams and not so good teams. But yeah, they need to win this game. They win this game, then nobody can say crap about the Suns this year. Nobody. So I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
I know you're right, but I wish that were true after last game when they whooped up on the Nets. Kevin Durant scores 39 points, and it means nothing because of how good the defense was on everybody else and how well Devin Booker and Chris Paul played.
Well, fine, but maybe for me then. How about for me? For me, I will feel so much more comfortable about where the Suns are and what's going, and then we might drift back over to. Okay, so is DeAndre Ayton actually earning that contract yet or not? That's gonna come later. I don't want to do that yet. I mean,
that's fair. I'm not even saying that you're wrong because I do think that there is some level of the national media that's going to use that as a reason to ignore the Suns should they lose to the Warriors. I just wish that weren't the case.
Well, you know what? Listen. When Randy and I were doing this show before you were here. Now, for years. We didn't give a crap what anybody thought, said about this show in the building, out of the building. We didn't care. Yep. We still don't. It doesn't change. It doesn't change with success. It doesn't change with failure. It is just the way it is. We don't care. And the Suns shouldn't care that they're not getting a bunch of media attention, or if they are getting media attention. You find your thing, you do your thing well, and you keep going. You just keep going, and success will follow. Of course, we're still waiting on that success here.
Right.
But you got the first step down.
Yeah, not caring, not giving one bleep.
Don't care. Yeah.
I don't have enough bleeps left to give. If we're short anything, it's bleeps.
Yeah.
Let's see. Senior Wake and Bake says, so that's what St. Nick's talking about when he says, ho, ho, ho. You are correct. Colts fan Dan says,
wow.
I love you for the props, Jeffrey. Don't broadcast that. I'm out. What? Wait, what? Why? You have to lead the sentence with don't broadcast that I'm out. Where are you? I don't know what you're talking about. King of Kitten says, yeah, about that. Big George said, oh, yeah, about that. Let's see here. Change the subject quick. Boogie says top 5 college football teams in the state of Arizona. Are you ready? Top 5 college football teams in the state of Arizona. Number 1, ASU. Number 2, NAU. Number 3, Hamilton High School. Number 4, Grand Canyon University. Number 5, the Fighting Chalupas of Mexico.
Wait a minute. You've got number 4 as Grand Canyon. They don't have a football team.
And
I still think that was the point.
Yeah, there's nothing right there that is wrong.
We also listed a high school.
There is something that's wrong there. The number the top 5. Did they say ASU?
Yeah, number 1.
ASU is number 1.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
Matthew Lefty says he thinks it's better to get blown out in fantasy football because you're not really second guessing your starters. You can just mentally write it off as a bad week for your team. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, right up until the point where you lose, it's exciting. You at least have that going for you. Either exciting that you're hoping to get over the mountain, or you're excited because you're like, oh God, I hope he doesn't get that. It does add something to watching that game. Against the spread says Keon, who gets in the playoff if Michigan and Alabama both lose this weekend? I got Oklahoma State if they win, no matter what.
Yeah, you have to. I think at this point you have to put Oklahoma State in. I would say Oklahoma State, and I don't know how the committee feels about Cincinnati. We've seen them put teams in the top 4 before and then change their mind a week later. But if they still feel that strongly about Cincinnati, I would say Oklahoma State and Cincinnati get in along with Georgia. And I am blanking on who that possible number 2 team would be.
Because you first, you're last.
But you do have a number of 10 win teams here. So it's going down to the wire, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. We have a new texter here on the text line, Randy. A new texter already gave himself a texter nickname, and excellent. I guess made up for lost time with an epic War and Peace length text. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
Call me Big Kev. All right. We have another big, ladies and gentlemen. Big Kev.
Big Kev. All right.
Yep. He says, as a lifelong Duke athletic fan, especially in football, and given that the Blue Devils just mutually parted ways with Coach Cut, who was there for 14 seasons, won 75 games, 3rd most wins as a Duke head football coach, 3 bowl wins, most bowl wins as a Duke head football coach, and won an ACC Coastal Division championship, I say Cliff Kingsbury should shock all the sports world and leave and take the Duke job. Stay in Durham for like 30 years, win the ACC championship, maybe a national championship, perhaps, I don't know. And Cliff could bring some nostalgia to this Duke fan, and I can at least refer to Cliff Kingsbury as Coach K. Because we're losing to Coach K. Now we get another Coach K.
A Coach K. I like it.
Even though the real Coach K is going to be long retired. Also, I hope the Fanatic carries every NASCAR Cup race in 2022. Big Kev out.
Nice. Way to come on strong. And write War and Peace in your first text. Good job, Big Kev.
Yeah, there's 2 things that happen if you put a bunch of monkeys in a room with typewriters for 1,000,000 years. They'd probably do Big Kev's first text before they got Shakespeare. But that's going to happen. Welcome to the show, Big Kev. Hamilton Porter says, afternoon, gentlemen. It was very relaxing as I got to watch my Wolverines whoop that Ohio State ass.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, I was happy to see that too, because can't stand Ohio State. The first Cav Mike says, why would Oklahoma want Cliff as the next head coach? I think his agent put that out like a bargaining chip. Yeah, it feels like a leverage thing, but also, who knows?
Because, I mean, Cliff was in the Big 12. They saw him not winning anything.
Chief Skulls Burner says, I say Kingsbury goes to the Sooners in the promise that Kyler Murray goes back to school under his new name, Kyler Madison.
Kyler Madison.
Like Billy Madison. Good Cat says, what's happening, gentlemen? Jeffrey, was your wild turkey whiskey hunt successful last week? Well, no, Randy does the turkey hunt. I just drink.
Well, you were hunting some turkey. It was the story I gave, and so that's what they're going to ask.
Well, that's an absolute lie. I just went and saw my family and ate way too much food, and just like you guys did. Let's see. Navy Brad says, so when the Suns play next time, they'll be chanting Warriors come out and play. Yay. That's gotta be really annoying as a Warriors fan.
I mean, yeah, but live with it. It's
That
fun for the rest of us.
what's he clinking together? Was it shot glasses? What was he clinking together in his fingers?
Were they like glass bottle? I don't know.
Is that bottles? That's right, little bottles there. Senior Wake and Bake says, so Saint Nick would have been a perfect recruiter back in the day. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. And Rick Pitino would be right there. Kyle G says, it's weird to say this in 2021, but JaVale McGee is the best free agent signing this year.
He's up there. I mean, he's incredibly valuable. He's long, so he defends the paint. He's an energy guy, which for a guy that's 7 feet tall is just generally hard to find. He's all over the place, and sometimes it's a bit much. But when he's working, oh man, it's fun to watch him in that second unit.
Against the spread, and Senior Wake and Bake scream fake news with this question: Duke has a football team?
Duke does have
do.
a football team. There's this guy that plays football in New York. His name is Daniel Jones. They produced him. Not sure that it's working out that well for the Giants, but they do have a football team. We forget, but they exist.
Mr. Pink Eye, as we talk about the fact the Suns don't get a whole lot of media attention, even with them going to a finals or doing really well, says maybe if the Suns had more outgoing players, they'd get more attention. Devin Booker doesn't really act like a superstar outside the court. I don't think that's right. You should be judged on your job, meaning what you do, not how you network. Devin Booker needs to score points. Devin Booker needs to put it all out there on the court. Outside of that, Devin Booker don't need to be pressing the flesh or shaking the hands or doing whatever. Devin Booker is a quiet guy. Let him be a quiet guy. Why does everybody expect everybody to be so out there and putting everything out there? I think that's I get what you're saying, Mr. Pink Eye. You're probably right, but I kind of like that he doesn't act like a superstar outside the court.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He shows up, he drops a bunch of points on an opposing team. He gets in his awesome muscle car and he drives away.
Yes, he does like the muscle cars, and I do appreciate that about him as well. But yeah, seriously, that everybody always says, try to act like you've been there, and somebody is overdoing stuff. And now we're like trying to act like you are there to Devin Booker. No, he's doing just fine. He's banging Kardashians like he's supposed to. Isn't that enough for you people?
Wow.
You would think that would get the media attention by itself, personally. But given the history.
I was giving him that through the glasses glare on the camera just there. There you go. That was for you. Boogie says, why would Cliff Kingsbury's leave an incredibly good situation in the NFL with the Cardinals to join the team about to limp into the SEC? Makes no sense. But the whole story looks good for both Cliff Kingsbury's and Oklahoma, though.
That you're correct. He wouldn't leave. He would pretend to leave so that he could see if he could leverage more money and years out of a Cardinals contract.
He'll go with whoever dangles the most dollars. That's what I think. Chief Skulls Burner says Devin Booker can be Devin Booker. Leave the guy alone. Let him be himself. Damn right, Chief Skulls Burner. Damn right. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, when the Suns win the championship, they'll be lining up for questions. Okay. Now, before we go to football, Randy, this one's right up your alley. Okay. It's up Keon's too, but
all right.
I was so glad when I saw this about Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
They didn't follow New York Yankees. When I first saw that, I was like, son of a... okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. New York Mets. Yes, yeah. And Max Scherzer have agreed to a 3-year, $130 million contract.
Boy, tell you what, they replaced Thor, didn't they? They lost Thor to the California Angels, and now they've replaced him. They brought in Max Scherzer, a proven guy that can come out and eat innings for you. He's pretty reliable. And he's still pretty damn good as a pitcher. And I think this is going to be this could be the thing that actually pushes them over the hump and gets them into the playoff picture.
Well, he on paper it should, but they are the Mets.
They are the Mets.
I don't like the Mets, but more to the point, the Mets seem to not like the Mets, and they always find a way to screw it up. So I'm excited to see what new, innovative way to absolutely waste Max Scherzer's talent the Mets are going to find.
Yeah, hold on though. The Mets are opening up the wallet though. They went over the weekend. They got Starling Marte, Eduardo Escobar, and Mark Canha. How do you say that? Canha.
I don't know.
You never heard of him either? Okay,
no.
I don't feel so bad now.
No.
Well, anyways, 124 million they spent on those guys. Now another 130 million for Scherzer. So they're actually making an effort. You got to give them at least that much, because you know who doesn't do that? Arizona Diamondbacks. They don't.
True.
Yeah, can we not talk about the Diamondbacks?
Can we not remember that Scherzer was the 11th overall pick in the 2006 draft by the Diamondbacks?
Yeah. Yes, I know. Every time I see him winning, it reminds me that the Diamondbacks did pick him up 11th overall. Yeah.
So yeah. Good for you.
We had him.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yep.
Well, Scherzer got me a ring, so I'll always appreciate him. But he's going to the Mets to waste a chunk of his career, because look, I know that they're spending the money, but the Mets have always been willing to spend the money. But there's always something wrong with the owner or the general manager or the manager or some combination of the three.
He's going to make $130 million to sit there and go, so this is what it feels like for Mike Trout. All right. just got to collect the check. Don't care what happens out here. No problem. Chief Skull Burner says, I hope the Mets get good with these moves. They need some good juju. Finally, I'm not a fan of buying a trophy, and the Yankees can burn in New York hell. So there. I agree on that. Yep. Got to take a break. When we come back, we'll spend a little more time talking a little more college football for Keon, and then we've got to get to these NFL games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of NFC action coming up with the Seahawks flying east to take on the Washington football team. Russell Wilson has struggled since returning from surgery on an injured finger. The team has dropped 2 in a row. Head coach Pete Carroll says he's as surprised as anyone at their lack of ability to score.
Started when Russ got banged up, and then just haven't got productive, like we need to be, and got to get back on track. Maybe it's going to be a couple weeks from taking a month off for Russ to be at his best to help us, but we got to do stuff around him as well.
Taylor Heineke and Washington have won back-to-back games, including a surprise W last week over the Panthers. Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner will have the call of Seattle at Washington on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking. It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and be ready for the weather ahead. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Bosch Envision wiper blades. And we've got even more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online, you better have a good excuse.
Yeah.
We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love. Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk, and you'll love every bit of it. Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Guess what? Tonight, Monday Night Football is on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. And because we got GCU taking on Loyola later on at 7:45. So that's what's going on with that. Ukla the Mock says, hey, Randy. Hey, Keon. Good to hear you. Who's the new guy? Your worst nightmare. That's who. Let's see. The Jet says, Jeffrey, man, how we missed you. The boys did a great job, but you have the voice of an angel. Welcome back. An angel? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, like Boogie, I feel uncomfortable. Baby Got Dak says, hey, guys, hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Welcome back, Jeffrey. Just wondering why Cliff Kingsbury would want to leave the NFL in the middle of a winning season with one of the best teams in football to go coach a college team that plays the game on Saturday and then has to call recruits after the game. Seems kind of dumb to me. Well, that and all the talent that was at Oklahoma no longer is. They're all leaving. Rats running from a ship. I mean, they should put an S on the sign. They put a sign on the football stadium there in Oklahoma that says traitor. Well, they put an S on it for all these players who are now scurrying out to the transfer portal.
Yeah, well, I guess you could do that, even though I would tend not to hold players necessarily to that, because a lot of players agree to play for a coach. If the coach isn't there, kind of no reason to stick around, and then they all tend to take off and bolt. And the transfer portal, of course, now makes it easier than ever before.
And you can listen to Keon because Keon is our college football expert. Every Friday we have Keon Rose's college football dance party where he does his picks. Papa Mike, he keeps track. You know, you do picks, and you know, it's like some of these TV shows, they talk about their picks, but they never really hold them accountable for it because you never hear about how they actually did. Well, Papa Mike is all over you like a towel, like a wet towel. He says Keon had another great week with his college football picks. He went 10-3. I went 9-4. That is for the week, and he's now 50-23. He says I am 52-21 for the season. So wow, Papa Mike's still beating you.
All right. Well,
didn't he just send you an email saying you guys were tied?
Yeah, I think what it was then was that he meant we were even in our bet that we made, our lunch bet, where I bet Texas would beat Oklahoma, and I was wrong about that, and I owed Papa Mike lunch, and he went double or nothing on the lunch bet with Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Oklahoma loses, and so now we're even.
Yeah, his comment on that was arg. So yeah, he knows he lost, so now you guys are no longer owing each other lunches. You're even. Yeah.
He was going to go for the trifecta, and then I would have to pay for 3 lunches, and then he would invite you and Randy, and then
then we got the free lunches.
Yeah.
Nice. Damn it.
But we evened out.
Oh well. Anyway, so college football over the weekend, of course, a lot happened. The thing that really stuck out to me was that big UCLA USC game. The Bruins, rolled over the Trojans 62-33. But along the way, UCLA quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he got a flag just for being a nice guy. So here's what happened. He rushed in for a touchdown. Fan reached down with his Bruins hat and also a Sharpie going, here, sign this. So Dorian's like, oh, okay, yeah. He signed it, handed up. They got a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's garbage.
Yeah, but the kicker on that is the kid that handed him the UCLA hat was wearing a USC shirt. So he's a very conflicted kid. Very conflicted.
No, this is actually just typical LA sports. It's like if you got multiple teams, you kind of just choose both, and then you don't commit to anything, which is just how I know the city of Los Angeles to be in general.
Yeah, I gotta say that though it seemed a bit much for just signing an autograph.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it to celebrate. Like he didn't, like once upon a time, Chad Ochocinco reached underneath the pylon and had a pen that he had hiding there, and then he signed the football, I think, and threw it to somebody. No, it's none of that. Somebody just asked for an autograph, and he gave it.
Yeah, it's now it's becoming the unfun NCAA. Well, they've never been fun.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened, again, we're not glossing over ASU beating the snot out of the Wildcats over the weekend. We've already gone down that road, and I don't feel like we need to pile on and keep giving them a hard time. I mean, at one time we beat them 77-7. So only beating them by what we beat them by, it's almost embarrassing for us because it should have been by a lot more. So, I mean, So we're not going to pile on the Wild Kitties for that one.
Yeah.
5th loss in a row.
Mm.
And they have to live in Tucson.
Thought we weren't going to pile on and just.
No, I'm just saying what we're not going to do. We're not going to talk
right.
about how bad Tucson smells.
Right.
As well. But if you ever drive through there, don't roll down the windows.
Garbage.
Right.
Garbage heap. Yeah.
It's not a good idea. Not going to do that. Not
don't
going
stop
to do it.
No.
All right. Let's see here. Hamilton Porter says banging a Kardashian is why the Suns will never win a championship with him here. Beware the Kardashian curse, everybody. See, that's one way of looking at it. But James Harden, he got in and out. Rephrase that.
Yeah.
He was he was Kardashian dealing, and then he wasn't Kardashian dealing, and it didn't hurt him. He seemed to be immune to that. It also seems like Booker is immune to that. I don't know if does that Kardashian curse transcend into the entire Suns organization?
I don't think so. Tristan Thompson was with the Kardashian, and he won a championship with LeBron. I just don't think that escapes the whatever the Kardashian vortex is. It doesn't escape that and go to other places. Seems like you can keep your basketball career separate.
And one of the things is I understand they're no longer filming that Kardashian show that they had.
Yeah, that's been canceled.
So maybe that's part of it too. Devin Booker can keep somewhat anonymous when he's not on the basketball court because he's not in front of any television cameras in that crazy nightmare of a home the Kardashians have.
Good point. Could be. We'll keep an eye on that situation as it goes. Of course, I had said that Devin Booker doesn't need to go out there and press the flesh. And he says, well, isn't he pressing the flesh with a Kardashian?
Well, yeah.
I knew that was going to get me back. Phrasing. Donnie says Cliff is going to regret not leaving when his Cards go 500 again the next couple of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Bitter much, Vikings fan? Bitter much? Don't worry.
Speaking of 500,
we're getting around to you, buddy. We're getting around to you.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, isn't it nice not hearing Phil bag on the Suns? Shut the hell up, Phil. Stay in your damn lane, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he's in a much better place now over on Sirius XM because the Lakers are doing horribly. The Suns are doing wonderfully. And we would continue to beat the crap out of him for that, as, we should. Bob Schwersky, how is the hunt? I don't know what these stories were, but
the hunt, you're hunting for wild turkey, and you're out hunting this week for wild turkey, is what I said.
Have you ever had wild turkey?
Do
you like the wild turkey?
Both the bird and the whiskey. Yeah,
I've not had the bird. I've not had the bird.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Turkey.
Okay, well, in that case, I probably had it. Chief Skulls Burner says, do you think all the OU moves are because of the move into the SEC?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think that necessarily plays a factor because Oklahoma would have been pretty competitive in the SEC. Not sure about Texas, but Oklahoma would have been fine. But USC is the dream job for Lincoln Riley. That's really what it comes down to. He went to USC and the job is available, and he is a hot commodity right now. They're willing to pay him for it, so he's going to go.
The Jet says, has anybody checked on Boomer Sooner? Yeah, we checked on him. Yeah. He's rocking back and forth, holding a pillow and crying a little bit, but he's going to be fine.
He'll make it.
Let's see. Against the Spread says, did you guys catch that epic Chicago Bears victory in the Yosemite Sam Bowl? You got to give it Detroit credit. They really sucked. They really outsucked us and phrasing wanted it the least. I can't watch the Bears anymore unless they have a bye week. I'd rather punch myself in the face in the backyard than watch the Bears. It would be cheaper, less painful, and take a lot less time.
Dude, I watched that game, and BU was he was running around like he just got a playoff berth or something. He was pumping his fist. He was like, "Yeah, you guys see that? Yeah!" And then I think he even said in his post game conference, you have no idea what that win meant for me.
Yeah, nothing. You're still getting fired, buddy. You're still getting fired.
Dude. Matt Nagy is the guy in that meme that is just celebrating, and he's pouring champagne on himself, on everybody else, and you just see him on the podium, and he's third out of 3 people in a competition. That's right. Matt Nagy. It's just this was his Super Bowl this week. congratulations, I guess.
Very, very, very sad. But you know what? Let's, what do you say? Let's start talking some NFL about that. Now, keep in mind, Thanksgiving games are, I know, more than a few days behind us, so we won't spend a ton of time on them. Although home teams were winless on Thanksgiving for the third consecutive year. And that burned me. I was actually thinking the Raiders would beat Dallas. No, I thought Dallas would beat the Raiders, and I was just absolutely wrong. You guys watch all the games? Did you guys watch all the games?
I didn't get to watch them all, but I saw some of it. Yeah, some of 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the last 2, and we were on our way over to my mom's during Bears in Detroit. But I never had a doubt that Detroit would remain winless. Didn't matter if they were in Detroit. Didn't matter if it was Thanksgiving. It just didn't damn matter. Not that I have tons of respect for the Bears or anything about them at the moment. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to slam on your team, but that's more. You're right. It's more a matter of your coach. And Matt Nagy was rumored to get fired after the game Thursday. And I don't know if they just decided not to do it because we all found out about it, or if it was always a boo-boo story. But at this moment, Matt Nagy still has a job. He has a W, and that's more than can be said about Dan Crybaby Campbell. So I don't know. Does this mean the end of Dan Campbell now that he is 0-10-1?
I don't think so. If he can stumble into a couple of wins, he'll keep his job. But he has to win something. He can't go winless and keep his job. You just not possible.
It's very possible they will not win a game, Keon.
It's not possible for him to go winless to keep the job. One or the other thing is going to happen.
Right. But you seem to think that he could stumble into a win. I don't even think he can do that.
I'm going to take a look here at what the Lions have on the schedule. I don't feel confident about it either.
I don't know if it's Dan Campbell's coaching or what, but the Lions were driving in the second half. And they could have taken the ball down and scored and probably ended up winning the game. And they couldn't get out of their own damn way. They had 3 penalties in a row. They kept backing up. They were going the wrong way. And Aikman and Buck were like, you can't win many games like this. Yeah, no kidding. Captain Obvious. No kidding.
Sad. Very, very, very sad.
So I looked at the schedule here. No, there's no stumbling into any wins. They've got Minnesota next. They've got Denver after that. They've got the Cards on the 19th. Then they've got Atlanta. Then they've got Seattle. Then they got Green Bay to end the year. So there are maybe 3 opportunities max.
Those opportunities only become a W if somebody critical gets hurt for the other team. That's it.
No, I don't even know that. I don't even know that. They can't get out of their own way.
And, they didn't get out of their own way on Thursday. So the Bears win, the Lions winless, and then it's just sad, and there's no reason to talk about it. The Raiders and Cowboys game, that drew 38.5 million viewers. And that is the best, most watched regular season game since the 90s, since 1990, actually. And now you see that and you watch the game. Was it the Jeffrey O'Brien theory or I don't know. Neither team, did they actually look good? It just seemed like they sort of, I don't know. Was that a good game or was it a bad game? Because I watched the game and it went back and forth, and then all these things that kept happening, and all I could think is, well, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Penalties all over the place on that. Was it a good game?
I think it was a good game, but it was a good game because 2 teams of equal status were playing each other.
Which means Dallas is 7-3 ain't a real 7-3, but Vegas is 5-5 is, right?
Yeah, and Vegas is now 6-5 with Dallas being 7-4.
Sure.
With the update on that, so yeah, they're closer together than what we thought at first, which is that the Raiders were obviously heading in the wrong direction after everything that happened with their coach and both of the players that got caught up in all of the things that they got caught up in, and Dallas just seems to be incapable of getting out of their own way to finish off teams and win football games because they've got more talent than the Raiders do on paper. But in reality, it doesn't seem to be connecting. Dak Prescott putting up monster yardage, scoring touchdowns, a couple touchdowns in that game. But I don't know exactly what it is. The production just isn't there on the defensive side of the ball.
You know what it is. 2 words. Mike McCarthy.
That's true. He doesn't help anything. And I think he had another snafu on Thanksgiving Day too. So it just, every week you can point to something that Mike McCarthy's done where he just seems to not quite get the job done. And that's what we expected out of Mike McCarthy.
And the snafu, you're like, oh, one little thing. Well, it's 36-33. Whatever could have made the difference would have made the W on that. And of course, you won't have Mike McCarthy to kick around next week because he has tested positive for the vid. And so there's no way he's going to be able to coach these guys for Thursday night's game against the Saints. So I'm going to guarantee a win. I'm going to guarantee a win for the Dallas Cowboys because Mike McCarthy's not on the sidelines. It's a lock.
I feel pretty good about that lock, actually.
Anybody want to bet me on that?
Mike McCarthy is so bad. Well, we know how I feel about Mike McCarthy. I think he is the worst coach in the league. He has more talent than some coaches who have worse records.
So speaking of bets, Watermelon says, Jeffrey, I'm a man of my word. At the first remote, I'm going to owe you a Guinness. That'll settle up our bet for the ASU versus Arizona game. See? Told you so. Told you so. But I'll be happy to have that beer with you, buddy. That's what I like about the beer bets we have for, future remotes is that we all get to enjoy it. Let's see. Puts the lotion in the basket. Says the same thing that Baby Got Dex says that everybody is texting and saying, technically, Kendall and Kylie are Jenners. They're not Kardashians, so the curse may not apply. Who is their mother? Same mom.
And also, when that TV show was on, who was on the show?
Yeah.
They were all the Kardashians.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's not about there not being a curse. It's about some people having immunity. That's what I think. There's some sort of chromosome. There's some sort of genetic thing where both Devin Booker and James Harden are like, no, I feel good. And everyone else is just like, yeah, I think I'll be a woman. I think I'm going to change my name to Jesus. I'll be Jesus now. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's already been taken. Copyright problems? Just call me E. Wow. Just call me E. No. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Miss Pringles says, finally got a chance to watch the Suns a couple of times last month. Very deep team that doesn't rely on shooting 3-point shots. That is refreshing. You can't convince me that the Suns would be a better team without DeAndre Ayton, though. Not trying to convince you, but I'm trying to convince myself that he's actually worth the max contract. That's the thing. Not saying he's a bad player. Not saying he's not welcome on the Phoenix Suns. The question is going to continue to be, is he playing at the level of a max contract? The other thing is he playing better now at this point than he was playing at this point last year? Have you seen that effort? Have you seen an increase? Have you seen him doing more to try to earn that contract?
I think he's trying to earn it.
That's a good thing.
He does seem to. I mean, because he clearly loves this team and all of these guys. I think he would hate to have to walk away because, well, money. So I do think that he would like to earn that contract, and he's been playing really well in my opinion lately, especially in all of the non-scoring ways that you want a big man to, defending the paint, going after the boards, and he's been incredibly useful that way.
All right, let's change lanes back to the NFL. And when we come back, we'll talk about more of the games from over the Thanksgiving weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you'll already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
8 Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bullfighter, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown rider. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by the ABA and this station.
We all know when we need service on our vehicles, having a trusted and reliable auto repair center is very important. Hi, I'm Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And that's why I have all my vehicles serviced and repaired at Friendly Auto Centers in Mesa. Steve, the owner, and his team are experts in auto repair in a non-intimidating environment. Friendly Auto Center is a AAA approved auto repair center and awarded Top Shop winner. Family owned with 19 service bays to get you back on the road fast with reliable repairs backed by an exceptional warranty. Friendly Auto Centers offers a full range of routine auto services, as well as general repairs on any make or model passenger vehicle, RVs, and large trucks. Friendly Auto Centers are located at 5026 East Main Street in Mesa. Give them a call at 480-830-9377. That's 480-830-9377. Find them online at friendlyautocenters.com. Friendly Auto Centers, where every car leaves with a smile. And tell them Steve McCollum sent you.
Your new home for primetime NFL games at Super Bowl 56. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, we're trying to talk NFL, and of course tonight the Seahawks are at the Washington football team. Happens at 6 p.m. over at Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM as well. Because GCU and Loyola are playing on the Fanatic at 7:45 p.m. So that's what's going on there. So let's get back on track and talk about that last game on Thursday night, which was a horrible, horrible game. 31-6, Bills took out the Saints. It was just, man, I mean, my wife loves football. She loves all football. And I can count on something that on a Sunday, I can sit down and watch the first games, the second batch of games, and the third games in their entirety without being asked to do anything. But 6 minutes before the Bills and Saints game was over, she was like, it's time to go. I'm like, what? The game's still on. She's like, nope, we're going back to the hotel. I'm like, what? Wow. And she was right. It was bad. That was great for your fantasy football players if you had Bills players, but that was just sadness and despair that has taken over the Saints. They just ain't what they used to be. So that was a sad thing to see. Yeah, but I'm still not sure what the hell's up with the Bills, though, man. Still not sure. How are we feeling about the Bills at this point in time? Are we feeling like they're back on track, or are we feeling like, well, that doesn't count as an example?
That doesn't count as an example. That's a bad Saints team. That's a team with Trevor Siemian as their quarterback that has, I believe, Marquez Callaway as their best receiver and nobody else that I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
it's a bad football team, and I think that the Bills beat them because they're supposed to beat them. And they've done a really good job of, for the most part, I mean, take the Jacksonville game away, of beating up on bad teams. But I want to see them beat somebody who is a contender, because that was where they were shoehorned in at the beginning of the year. That's the reason why they were at the top of all those power rankings for as long as they were, because they're supposed to be a top tier contending AFC team. And I haven't seen it.
Well, things get worse for the Bills because Tre'Davious White tore his ACL. So you all know what that means. So not good. All right, let's move on and talk about the Sunday games. How about Joe Mixon running for 165 yards? The Bengals beat the Steelers, and that's not a term. That's not a phrase. That's not a sentence you have heard much in the last 100 years. Bengals beat the Steelers, and it wasn't even just by like a close margin. It was 41-10. Why haven't they taken Ben out and shot him behind the shed yet? Why is he still out there lumbering around, pretending he can still be an NFL quarterback?
Because he wants to be, and because he's a legend in Pittsburgh, and they don't have the heart to tell him go away. It's the same thing with Drew Brees and the Saints. Like, Drew was done a year before Drew was actually done. They just didn't have the heart to tell him to leave. And then the contract was up, and they just weren't going to sign it again. That's what it's going to take with Ben. Ben's going to have to say on his own, I'm not playing football anymore, because I don't believe that the Steelers as an organization have the heart to say to Ben, you don't have it. It's over.
I'll do it.
They have no real running game to speak of. It's all short yardage runs. Najee Harris has been doing great, but he's only averaging under 3 yards a carry. The guy, there's no real running threat. So therefore, the rest of the defense is just kind of sit back and let old limp arm Roethlisberger try to throw the football, and it's dink and dunk passes. It's a sad thing because it's not the same Steeler offense that you're used to seeing over these years. And you're exactly right. Ben Roethlisberger should have hung it up last season when he had that arm issue. Instead of coming back and trying to make it happen again, you know what? You're not going to regain the glory, Ben. Go away now. You'll end up in the Hall of Fame. Just go retire. You got plenty of money. You got plenty of opportunities in Pittsburgh, or whatever you want to do. Take your family and go enjoy the rest of your life. But this is sad, man. And I'm afraid Mike Tomlinson is going to have to put his foot down and say, I don't want Ben Roethlisberger back, but they better do something at quarterback, because I don't think the future of that team is that other kid that got beat in the head with the helmet.
Mason
whatever
Rudolph.
his name was.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mason Rudolph. I don't see him as the future. Remember when the Steelers had a defense? Well, those were good days.
Oh, man.
Oh, there was a day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And this is kind of part of the problem, is that Ben Roethlisberger is holding that team back from what they actually want to be, which is a defensive team that can run the football. But they went out and got Najee Harris because they were trying to win now with Ben, instead of fixing their offensive line. Because I'm not one of these people that thinks that you can't draft a running back in the first round. But I would never draft a running back in the first round if my offensive line was bad. But but they didn't fix it, and they just drafted a guy that they hoped would, be able to overcome how terrible it is. Get Ben out of there and start to rebuild from the ground up. And you're gonna have to start with the offensive line, since you're committed to Najee Harris.
So the defense though is just horrible all of a sudden. They're 0-2-1 in the last 3 games, and they've got 2 back-to-back. They got back-to-back games of 40 points that they've let happen, and that's the first time that's happened since '89. So Pittsburgh is in a world of hurt. Not all of the blame can be put on Ben Roethlisberger, but a fair amount of it, I guess you're right, because the offense has to keep the defense off the field for a little bit, right?
Exactly. Exactly. They don't have a running game to do that.
And defensively, they've had their struggles on the defensive line. Obviously, TJ Watt has been in and out of the lineup with health stuff.
And now he's out of the lineup.
Yeah,
he's got the COVID.
So he's back out again. Cam Hayward in and out.
I'm sorry, this just in. Joe Burrow says, son of a bitch. Because Joe Burrow is now a close contact of TJ Watt's because of what you see what TJ Watt started blocking him suddenly he was blocking him on a play, and then just sort of took him gently to the ground. That's okay. That's okay. Put him down on his back. Joe Burrow says no hard feelings about it, probably up until the point he finds out, damn it, the guy huffing and puffing and breathing all over me now
he had
has
COVID.
damn COVID.
That's incredibly bad luck.
So, enough of that. I just, unless anybody else has something to say about the Steelers, or I just can't. I don't know that
it would just be more complaining about their defense that they couldn't draft for.
So, and it's good to see the, the Home Alone kid, lookalike Joe Burrow finally getting back in there and getting it done. He always gets first place in Kevin McAllister lookalike contest.
Is that
it's spot on?
Okay.
It is spot on.
Every time. Kevin. Bob Schwersky says, I just looked at the schedule there for week 13. I am looking forward to that New Jersey. My old one must have a shrunk in the wash or something. That was a New Jersey. Okay, Bob, have a drink. Let's see. Jets. All right. The Jets got Zach Wilson back in their lineup, and it actually turned into a W. Don't know if we give him the full credit for that, because they were playing the Houston Texans, who suck all by themselves. But it was a 2-8 bowl, and the Jets just happened to win. I don't know. Did anybody watch that garbage game?
No,
I didn't see it.
So we have no idea what happened other than they just won. That was probably all we need to know.
Yeah.
Though good news that Zach Wilson probably played well against the Texans. It doesn't prove he's good, but it proves that he can beat the Texans, which is bad news if he can't do that. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got from that game.
Well, now they're 3-8. So, which is brilliant by the Jets because the draft. Whatever. Now we're up to the next. See, if you guys don't know this or not, but I do. When we talk about the NFL games, they are in order of appearance on our pick sheets. Yeah, that's what I do all the stories and stuff off of. And I don't want to do the next one. You guys talk about the Colts Buccaneers. I'm not doing it. It was on TV in Phoenix, by the way.
I feel like it was a good game. I feel like the Bucs coming off that loss, they were not a team to be trifled with, and yet the Colts should have exploited that secondary. I think they tried to do that, but why didn't they run the football with one of the best running backs in the damn league? Where's Jonathan Taylor?
Well, they did later in the game, but the beginning of the game.
Instead of throwing the damn football and trying to exploit that secondary, why didn't you just stick to your guns and just go ahead and play the game and let Taylor set you up?
And we were talking about this last week, Randy. Like literally one of the things we said, but Carson Wentz plays his best when they don't ask him to play hero ball because he's not good at it. He overthrows people, he underthrows people, he forces passes into windows that he shouldn't. And when he's just, hey, manage the offense, you're accurate, you're tough, you can extend plays with your legs. So just manage the offense. That's when they look their best. And you've got Jonathan Taylor. Like there's nobody playing the position better than him right now.
Mm-hmm.
To wait until, third quarter, Buccaneers are coming and ready to take the lead to start giving it to Jonathan Taylor just seemed insane to me.
Yeah, if you give him the ball, sure. But Leonard Fournette could have been outdone by Jonathan Taylor given the chance. And I don't understand Frank Reich's call. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, but Carson Wentz was looking good there for a minute. He threw for 306 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. Yeah, but the interception.
But see, I knew exactly what Frank Reich was trying to do, and I kind of had a feeling he was going to do that going into this game. That's why I didn't pick the blue horseshoe this time. I picked the Bucs. How do you go against number 12? I mean, number 12 is on the field. Yeah. It's hard to pick against him. I'm sorry. I know he's going to lose some games, but he's going to win a hell of a lot more than he is lose.
And that's why you run the football. You don't give the ball to 12. Don't let him have those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And you run the football. Tom Brady got a lot of touches. Well, I'm sorry. You give Tom Brady a lot of opportunities to throw the ball on you, he's going to find the end zone.
Frank Reich has some rose-colored glasses when it comes to knowing who Carson Wentz is. Because we all know who Carson Wentz is. We all know what is going to happen. We all would have said, you run the hell out of that ball with Jonathan Taylor, there's a good chance Tom Brady's not going to be on the field very much, and you're going to win this game. That was your best shot. So Frank Reich, was that like brilliant coaching to do the opposite? Because you thought, oh, they'll never see this coming.
Yeah, I think he saw that secondary and wanted to attack it, but
it was like it was like a plate of turkey out there. He saw that secondary just waiting to be exposed, and he couldn't get the job done with Carson Wentz. You know what? You went 5-0 with Jonathan Taylor running the ball 20 or 25 times a game. Why change? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, he was tempted and he fell for it. So, all right, fair enough. You see Vita Vea losing his tooth there. That's man card stuff right there for Sunday. He's all laughing about it. I don't care about my tooth. Bruce Arians didn't care about his tooth either. He said, I don't care about his tooth. He's got tooth more. I think Bruce Arians needs another count on how many teeth we have, but that's for another time. All right, hour 3 coming up next. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys, plus no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you can pay half? Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., the Suns have a big matchup against the Warriors on Tuesday night. Let's look back at ASU versus the team down south and the aftermath of news conferences and the fallout. We'll put a bow on Week 12 in the NFL and updates on the Cardinals coming off their bye week. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event, Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Get this orange Cheeto dust off my lips.
I've been eating the Cheetos again, huh, Jeff Cup?
Yeah, during that last break, which was only about 3 minutes in length, I polished off an entire bag of crunchy Cheetos. Bam! For the win. But now it's in my teeth and I'm talking funny.
Very manly, very manly. You know what I did this weekend?
What's that?
I did kind of a manly thing this weekend. I'm not very proficient in fixing vacuum cleaners. However, my skills helped Miss Kim to have her vacuum cleaner back, and I was able to repair that for her.
How many horsepower has it got now?
Oh, it's got 350 and 412 cubic inch.
So I guess that means it's a smaller vacuum cleaner, but still respectable.
Oh, and it's really sucky now. When I had fixed a couple of the items, she said, "Oh, this really sucks." So yeah, I guess huge success.
Did you catch the inflection when she said it? Was it "this really sucks" or was it "this really sucks"?
No, it was like, "Oh, this really sucks."
There you go.
It was good. Yeah, it was a happy suck. Yeah,
there you go. It's always nice to have a happy suck.
It's always nice to have a happy suck. Absolutely.
Yeah. That goes without saying. How about you? Anything manly? Have you done anything manly lately there, Keon? Anything manly? It's okay.
know.
There's no,
No, I don't
you
think
don't have
so.
to compete. Just for you. Have you fixed anything? Have you worked on anything? Have you gotten your hands dirty? Have you done anything?
Have I done anything outside of basically just stocking up on raid for the critters that have joined me in my apartment?
Critters in the apartment, do you?
Yeah. So got some traps and some raid for them.
Oh boy.
You make out with a girl lately?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You pick your victories where you can find them, my friend. You pick them where you can find them. So, but yeah, though that sucks when you get the creepy crawlies. I'm sorry, man.
See, now that's one of those. That sucks.
Yeah. We got to get we gotta throw a bug bomb in there and get you a hotel room or something. That's, oh man,
that's where I'm at.
Sorry, man.
Is there anything on the lease to get you out of that? I don't know. 888-368-1580. We are now talking about all the NFL games. Of course, we only have the rest of this hour, which means we'll probably fail, but it's always worth a shot.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the Cardinals game. That was a good game. Wait, they didn't play this week. Never mind.
That'll help actually cut down the time and the screaming too. Good Cat says, I'm not a Harbaugh fan, but it was great seeing the Harbaugh brothers making the whole state of Ohio cry in one weekend.
Yeah, that's true. Now I see Jim led Michigan to the win over Ohio State, and then John beat the Cleveland Ohio Brownies. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
What a magnificent win it was for the Ravens.
Two magnificent wins.
No, I don't care about the other one. But we do need to talk about how bad Lamar Jackson looked last night and how even with 4 interceptions, the Browns couldn't figure it out and get it done. And why is Stefanski coming out in a press conference and they're like, "Oh, are you going to do anything? You're going to change quarterbacks?" No. Why would I do that?
Because
did you attend the game, Stefanski?
Because your quarterback is being held together by tape.
What was that? A seat filler?
But on one hand, I like him saying no. What's he going to do? But does his second team quarterback, his number 2 quarterback, is he going to be better than what he has in there with the number 1 quarterback?
You are killing your franchise guy. I
realize the kid is dinged up, but he wants to be in there. He wants to be playing.
I don't think that he gets to make that call at this particular point. Like, if this guy is going to be the future, then how can you possibly play him through all of these injuries? That's what I don't understand.
You are paying him an extraordinary amount of money.
I'm going to put some blame on Baker Mayfield. Now, I know traditionally, you guys know I don't care for him or his stupid ass commercials. And listen, I won't be sad if he ends up living behind the stadium and not in the stadium, like in those commercials. I don't care what happens to Baker Mayfield. But yeah, he is a good deal to blame. Now, people are going to say, "Oh, come on, he's a tough guy. Oh, he's out there playing hurt. And that old line." But yeah, Baker Mayfield by himself, he ain't that great. I don't think Baker Mayfield is all that great. I never have. And really, the way that the Browns have put that together, I don't think they've ever thought that either. They think they can win, in different ways. Now, running the ball is one of them, knowing that, of course, they've been injured in that area has had something to do with them not doing well. I don't think Baker Mayfield it was ever the answer. He just happened to be hanging around when they got some running game going. That's what I think.
He had a really good rookie year. And I think that a lot of people saw that rookie year and thought, okay, there's something to build off of. I mean, he did throw the ball incredibly well that rookie season. I think his interception ratio was 24 touchdowns to 9 interceptions or something ridiculous for a rookie quarterback. And he has never looked that good ever again. And that is a massive problem. But the fact that he's injured is not helping anything. And I actually do put that a little bit on Stefanski, but I put that on Baker too. You don't get credit for the Scottie Pippen thing. You don't get credit for the bad back game if you play like you have a bad back. You get credit for the flu game when you actually, don't play like you have the flu. Baker's playing with all of these injuries, tough guy, everything. Okay, cool. But you're playing badly. So you're not helping the team. I mean, Kyler Murray, look at him as an example. Kyler could have come back sooner, but he didn't. You've got a decent backup, and the team was able to win 2 out of 3 games without him, and they're going to be better off coming off of this bye week not having him. I think Baker's just got to look in the mirror and go, I'm not playing well. And maybe it's the injuries or something else, but I've got to be better. And if I can't play injured, I can't play injured. Case Keenum can go out there and play.
Well, you Browns fans had hope for what this season was going to bring. You ain't getting it. By the way, can we take Randy off the mix minus approach, please? And get a little echo back. Randy fell off. Randy's equipment has betrayed him, and he's working on it as we speak. Just whatever you want to hit the button. Thank you. All right. So we'll get Randy back here in a moment. Let's get caught up on the text line here. Let's see. Scratch Me Because says the most horrific thing I saw in sports last week was the LA Kings wearing those hideous chrome helmets. I didn't see that. What's wrong with the chrome helmets?
I got to see it. I didn't check it out either.
I think Randy's back.
Were they that hideous?
I don't know. I think
they were terrible looking.
There you go.
Hi, Randy. Helmets looked. They were abysmal. Don't ever do that again. Never.
Hi, Randy.
Hi,
Randy.
Hi.
Mr. Pringle says you're going to find out about those Bills next week. Mac Jones for MVP. Oh, slow your roll, Pringle. maybe Belichick for Coach of the Year, but yeah, he's doing well, but Mac Jones, not quite yet.
And maybe Mac for Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't say MVP.
Maybe. Let's see. Kyle G says Baker at his best is Alex Smith or say Trent Dilfer. At his worst, he's Colt McCoy or Chad Henne. He's average, bordering on decent. That's Baker Mayfield.
The problem is that you'd rather have Colt McCoy and know that you have Colt McCoy, or you'd rather have Alex Smith and know you have Alex Smith. When you have Baker, any week he could be Alex Smith or Chad Henne, and you don't know.
Yep.
You're guessing.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, come on. Carson Wentz doing the best he can with what he has. Nobody said he was going to be another Tom Brady, but at the end, he'll have $100 million in the bank. Not too bad. Oh, no, I think he's talking about Baker Mayfield. My bad. Nostrum Marcus says Mayfield is definitely no Carson Wentz. Shut up. Hefty Lefty says Baker needs new mattress. Obviously, his bed at the stadium is not helping him recover.
Maybe you can talk to Dak about getting a sleep number.
Yeah, no kidding.
Boogie says, Manly. I'll tell you, Manly. I cut down a tree with a chainsaw. I cut up the firewood there, flushed out my hot water heater this weekend, and I drank whiskey. Bam! Manly. That's not bad. Not badly done, Boogie. Well done there. Fed Fan says, well, I put up some Christmas decorations, so I guess I did a manly thing this weekend. I don't think Christmas decorations are a manly thing. I think anybody could do that. I don't want to. It's well documented. Of course, then we're driving back from the airport, and I'm driving through the neighborhoods, and my wife, oh, look at the lights. We need to do the lights. And I turn up the radio really loud.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
how about I get the lights? Turn on. I can't. Kevin, turn on the light. Lights. We can put the lights on. What? No, I can't hear you. It's all this Christmas music. It's so loud. I guess I'm going to be out there on a ladder now. The Jet says, do we know if Kyler Murray and Hopkins are going to be back this weekend yet? Might be too early in the week to know that. Does any word on that, guys?
I haven't seen anything yet, but I would assume so, yes.
Okay.
I would assume Kyler would be back. I don't know how injured Hopkins was to begin with.
He had a hammy, right?
Yeah.
A hammy. That could go either way. We'll try to get some of that information for you, here in the days to come. But I think it's still too early to be. They're going to go out there, they're going to practice, and then you'll get a better sense of where they are with that. Kiss the Cook says, why did that jackalope of a coach allow an injured Elliott to play the entire game? What a freaking moron. Speaking of Mike McCarthy, that is a great.
You have
the jackalope. He does. He looks like something that's been sort of pieced together as a human being, like a jackalope. Well done, Kiss the Cook.
I can see it. And he played him because he's Mike McCarthy. You have two running backs. You have two high quality running backs. Pollard is amazing. Let's just injure the star back though. Let's just play him and run him into the ground.
So here's what Mike McCarthy is. Mike McCarthy is the guy who opens up the fantasy football app, hits maximize, and then just goes with it. He trusts all the projected numbers, doesn't do any of the work himself. He's like, click. Okay, well, let's get some sandwiches. Mars Bars 805 says, F the Squealers, go Raiders. I didn't know that the Raiders had a problem with the Steelers. I back in the days of old, those were two tough teams that would play each other. But why all of a sudden do we have a problem with the Steelers there? The Raiders haven't been in the conversation, and the Steelers certainly aren't in the conversation now. So who cares? Let's see. Scratch me because speaking of helmets, what's with the Colts helmets? The horseshoes on the back. Hey, everybody gets to try different stuff. My mom thought that the Bears were the Colts because she's like, well, I see the C on the helmet. I'm like, oh, Mom. Thanks for still just trying to watch football with us, though. The Jet says, speaking of Manly, my buddy brought all three of their vehicles over this weekend, and I changed all the brake pads and 3 rotors. Damn, that is manly.
Wow.
That's manly.
Pretty manly. Yeah.
Good job.
Big George says, Randy, I think we need a little Christmas right now, this very minute. See, guys, I don't mind now. We're after Thanksgiving. I'm all for the Christmas music. We're going to start playing Christmas music. Let's make merry. Cheese Skulls Burner says, I predict Boogie will be a Vikings fan before the Lions will win a game. You might be correct on that. Swave Dave says, did you notice in the Green Bay game where the receiver ran out of bounds, the clock kept ticking until the next play was run? The refs are so bad this year. Collectively, all across the board, non-calls, overcalls, ticky-tack calls. It's just been I know we say this every year, but doesn't it seem like this year is worse?
Yeah.
Is it my imagination?
I think that we say this every year because it's getting worse. It just continues to get worse. Like you have your top guys, the league doesn't pay them a ton of money, and they'd rather just go be on Fox, be on NBC.
Timeout, flag, throw a flag, Brandon. Throw a flag.
Throwing a flag?
Yeah,
right
throw
now.
a flag on Keon. Do you know how much these guys make a year?
Not off the top of my head, but
I believe the low level start is $75,000 a year.
I understand that. I'm saying if you want your top officials, your best officials who are going to be the heads of some of these crews to be around, you need to pay them more than what the TV is going to pay them, what NBC and ESPN and Fox are going to pay them, or they're just going to leave for those jobs. And that's what's happened.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that the guys that leave the league that have been there a long time, like of course
the guys with the microphone,
Sterator and Blandino,
sexiest name in sports, Dean Blandino, who goes off and is making 7 figures to be the sexiest man on TV, reporting as a referee. You're talking about some of those other guys like that. Is that what I'm hearing you saying?
Yeah, and you're moving into an age where gambling is part of this thing, and you're saying that you're a $1 billion corporation. Yeah. And officials are the one group of people we want to be able to have go out there and be so good we don't even know they exist. But you can't pay them more than NBC?
Well, we don't need them to pay them more than NBC.
Or competitive with.
Here's the thing. They're being paid. Now, I'm talking entry level, $75,000. A lot of those guys make a couple $100,000 a year. Yeah. And then they say, well, we're just part-time. You know what? You're making full-time money. Do a full-time damn job. Stop sitting there and acting like, well, we just don't make enough money. You know, the NFL needs to require these guys to be considered full-time. No, if you're going to be doing this job, you're doing this job and no other job. You do this job. You do the research. Off season, you're watching tons of tape. You watch for the bad calls. You watch for the good calls. You learn your craft. That way, when you're out there on the field doing it, you get it right. If we force these guys to be full-time, not say, we're going to give you a crap ton more money to be full-time, they're making good money now. They're making, it's not like they pay for their plane tickets, for their accommodations, or their food when they're out there. And this is only, they're getting paid full-time money for a 17-week job, 18-week job, and then maybe more if they're good enough to be on the playoff crews and then the Super Bowl crew. Yeah, so, you know, I'm tired of the narrative that we have to pay them full-time. They're being paid full-time money. Expect them to be full-time employees. Make them full-time employees. They say, well, I've got my law practice, or, well, I've got my other business.
Right.
Hey, I salute you. Go do that. And we're going to bring somebody else up in the ranks who will do this as a full-time job.
I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, in addition to that, the guys that are at the top level of the sport, the officials we actually know for being good officials,
who
get
name a couple.
Sterator and Blandino and the guys that end up going to TV fairly young, they're getting hired away.
One guy we're going to throw a lot of money at, Keon. Jerome Bozier. Holding. Can y'all penalty? First down. God, I love him. Although
he's fantastic.
He's got to shave. That scruff he was working the other day, but it's not working, man. You got to shave that off. Nobody even noticed I shaved my beard, by the way.
Oh, I did notice. I should have said something, but
my mom didn't notice for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was sitting right in front of her. And then she's like, oh, I don't know why I bother. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I think they get paid a very hefty salary. And I think they get a stipend for food and all that because of the referee union and stuff. So, yeah, absolutely right. He says, and Jeffrey, I'm not a prejudiced human being, but I have noticed an increase in female referees in football. No. Stop.
We can stop right there.
And the Jets saying the same thing. Well, there are more female referees in the NFL.
I watched a mostly male crew on Thanksgiving Day in that Cowboys-Raiders game throw more flags than I have ever seen on a Thanksgiving Day in my entire life.
Well, this is from Google. Okay, while the official salary is undisclosed, studies have shown that an average NFL referee earns about $205,000 per season.
Told you.
It is a flat fee per season. They are not paid on a per game amount.
Right. So
maybe they should be.
They're being paid like salary employees.
And they earn a substantial pension plan on top of that flat fee per season.
There you go. So stop acting like that they should be allowed to be part-time. They are full-time.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, because to me, what does it cost you to make sure that the calls in your sport are correct? That's what I'm
accountability.
And
making sure that's their only focus.
Look, if you can't do your job correctly and you keep making the wrong, that's what I've been saying about NFL MLB umpires for years. If the Angel Hernandez and the Joe Wests of the league can't seem to get their strike zone figured out, you get a remedial, some sort of a remedial course in the strike zone, and if
send them down to the minors.
You still have a problem, you send them down to the minors, and if you still have a problem, guess what? You're done. Those guys make $300,000 plus per year.
That's right. Boogie says the problem with the NFL referees is it's a good old boys club. Once you're in, no matter how bad you screw up, you're going to be protected. They need to double the salaries, put some performance metrics and evaluations, and then fire the bad ones. Also, the day I root for the Vikings is the day Fighting Chalupas become the Harvard of the Southwest.
Yep, I can see that. Don't know why that fired, but okay.
No idea. I was just, where's this going? Let's see. Chief Skulls Burner says, I don't mind the female refs. Some of them at least pay attention more than the old boys club refs do. You're right. Remember, I told you guys about that one guy who was very arrogant.
Yeah.
The woman, she had it right. And he was just like, it was out of bounds. She's like, no, it's a catch. And he goes up to her in her face like, no, and does the whole motion. And she kind of like looks startled like, the hell's wrong with you, dude?
And I do think
on a challenge, she was proved right.
One example of I'm sure many. I think a lot of these female referees know that they've got a little bit more scrutiny on them too than the male referees who have been skating by with less people looking at them.
Well, we've opened up Pandora's box on this one. Lots of texts about the referees. We'll come back and do some more. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Coming off the bye week, the Arizona Cardinals are going to be back in action this upcoming Sunday when they travel to Chicago for a matchup against the Bears. Cardinals are 9-2. Bears are 4-7. Arizona has opened up as a 7-point favorite for Sunday's game, the over-under at 46. Before we can get to week number 13, week 12 has to wrap up. Tonight, it is Monday Night Football as the Seahawks are on the road to match up against the Washington football team. This game is considered a pick'em, and the over-under is at 47.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Shake is when the peppermint shake is available, that's to me sort of announces that the holiday season is here. I guess most people count down the days until Christmas, but me, I count down the days until the shake comes out.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip when you taste the peppermint chip pieces, it's like catching snowflakes on your tongue.
Share a peppermint chip milkshake from Chick-fil-A this holiday. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of the Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what if I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get your college game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes. Through the line. He'll take it to the house, 90 yards.
And we've got the games you want to hear.
Wide open, and the tight end will waltz to the end zone.
College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up tonight, we got Monday Night Football, but it's over our sister station, Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. That's happening at 6 p.m. On the dot. 7:45 p.m. here on the Fanatic. We got GCU taking on Loyola. Hey, by the way, I don't want to bring up a bad thing, but GCU lost a game yet?
Yes.
They did?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they lost to Wyoming.
Yeah.
See?
Close basketball game.
Yeah, that's why they came here, so they didn't get killed by the Caldera. That happened at home. They lost at home to Wyoming.
Yeah, yeah.
The heck?
It was a close game, though. It was 68, 64, something like that.
It's a long season, but that's a surprise to be honest to me.
Yeah.
But well, they're in Loyola.
Okay. Yeah.
Wherever the hell Loyola is, that's where they're at tonight.
Is it Loyola Marymount, Loyola Chicago?
It's Loyola Marymount.
I think it's Loyola,
Marymount.
Kentucky. They're in Loyola, Kentucky. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, that's happening at 7:45. That's what's happening. By the way, against the spread says Keon. Great picks this season in the NCAA so far. Would you be interested in putting together a Daily Blender College Bowl Pick'em contest?
That could be fun. Yeah. Let's see if we
Keon,
can.
you're new to the show. You're new to the show. Here's how that works. Here's the no. That's all you got to say.
No.
Why make more work for yourself?
I don't know, because I like doing the NFL fan pick'em, and it just seems.
Do you know how to put together a College Bowl Pick'em contest?
Well, no.
So then who ends up having to do the work on that?
Well, I was gonna learn.
What's his name? What's his name, Keon? His name is me.
Well, I was going to hopefully ask you how you did it, and then try to do it. So you wouldn't have to do it.
Bowl pick'em is hard, though, guys.
Yeah,
because you get these weird matchups, and you never know, who's going to be better than who else, because they never face each other during a season. Then you get these teams that go in there, like Michigan will play. Michigan State might play somebody in the Candy Bowl. They'll play like I don't know, Indiana. Or I'm just thinking outside the box here. You don't know who to pick. And then, Indiana might beat Michigan State, something along those lines. It's hard. It's extremely hard.
Well, and then that sounds like a fun challenge. And it seems like anyone could win. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll talk about the idea off air, and we'll see what happens against the spread. I love a pick'em contest. Always do. And of course, we will have the March Madness pick'em contest again. That's going to happen. So if we don't do the College Bowl thing, be ready for the NCAA March Madness one. But Keon and I will figure this out, and he'll do all the work. 888-368-1580. All right, let's hurry up and get this going here. Real fast, Kiss the Cook says, for the refs that are lucky enough to work the playoffs and Super Bowl, do they not receive a bonus for that? The only thing they don't pay you for is breathing, except one ref. He's on the permanent injury report. Yeah, the one that died. Fed fan says, dang, I got to learn to be an NFL referee. Yes. We should all learn to be referees. Big money in that.
Yeah. Wrong line of work, really.
Look, I've already got glasses. All right, let's talk about the games from yesterday. We got to go rapid fire because we're running out of show here. The Falcons won a game. Yeah, surprise. No, it's not a surprise. It was the Jaguars. And the surprise was that it was even close. Cordell Patterson, it was great to have him back. I've got him in fantasy football, but I was traveling, so I didn't know he was back in, so I didn't get to play.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to get that annoying award. About biggest player on the bench award. Oh, great. But I still beat Rosalie. Yes. Anyways, Cordell Patterson, 2 touchdowns, beat the Jaguars, and I'm glad that made Urban Meyer's day rough. And Tracy Lawrence was not looking that great, was he? 23 of 42 for 228 yards, a touchdown, and of course the interception right there. Anybody have any comments about this game?
I wish the Jaguars would change their uniform. Maybe they'd have better luck.
You think that's what its problem is?
Yes. Those are the most hideous uniforms in all of pro sports.
No. It's the Seahawks. The Seahawks.
That aqua green, bluish looking, whatever the hell you call it, and then black. Come on.
You can't be serious. That is not worse than the Seahawks' ugly ass neon construction worker.
Well, I mean, I
they
hate
got
the
going there.
neon. Yeah, listen, but
Working at night.
well, you have to do it up there because it's always rainy and bleak and cloudy and dark there. You got to have the neon uniforms up there. You can see what the hell's going on because the brain surgeons up there built an open air arena right there in the damn off the harbor where you get all the rain.
So what you're saying is those that's just those like those little strips they put on stairs, so you don't strip it. You can see them and you don't trip and fall. They're
have reflective.
Yeah.
And so when you go, the 12th man goes to the stadium there, and the rain is coming down, the fog is coming in, you can't see anything. Now you can see, at least you can see your team down on the field.
So the meeting goes like this. All right, guys, we're going to figure out what we're going to do for our team colors and the uniforms. The one guy says, okay, picture a jogger. I'm listening. Horrible. All right, let's move on to another team with jerseys I don't care for. I'm sorry, Fish Tank. I've just never been a good teal. It shouldn't be a color, but well, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it in Miami. Anyway, I like the headlines. It's all Jalen Waddle saves the day. Jalen Waddle wins the game. Jalen Waddle leads the Dolphins. And Tua's like, I threw the ball, right? I threw the ball over there.
Yeah. Damn near flawlessly, might I add.
27 and 31 and 230 yards and a touchdown. Myles Gaskin, he earned his money, 2 touchdown and 49 yards. So the Dolphins, looked pretty good. It wasn't bad. And listen, the Panthers defense usually is a pretty decent defense. So you actually got to give a tip of the hat to the Panthers for that win. Except for Cam Newton. I told you. That's exactly what I told you was going to happen. Did I not tell you this is exactly what was going to happen? And what I love about this is that Captain Cocky got pushed down a peg again. And afterwards he says, well, I'm going to use the bye week. I'm going to really dive into the Panthers offense.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So what were you doing before, Cam? And it wasn't a matter of not knowing the offense. It was a matter of you sucking as a quarterback, Cam.
Yeah.
I'm back.
He looked very serviceable against Washington, which I guess is more Washington. now in retrospect, having the hindsight of 2 games with Cam, more Washington than not.
I'm back.
But boy, that was absolutely hilarious to see. I mean, 5 of 21.
Mm-hmm.
Missing wide open targets. It was worse than I thought it could be.
That's exactly what I thought it'd be. I'm back. Bye. Yeah, let's see you go around getting high fives saying bye as you leave the stadium, you loser. I don't like Cam Newton because of how smug and how much he over celebrates. It's like he's out there going, woo! It's like, dude, it's still 3rd down. Why are you doing this? Why can't you just, and that whole thing right after he gets a touchdown, after he'd been sitting at home eating Cheetos on the couch doing nothing, and he comes, I'm back, like we're supposed to care. Listen, the Panthers were desperate need of anybody, anything, anywhere, and you were the only person answering the phone at that moment. And listen, Christian McCaffrey was hurt at the time. So yeah, guess what? By the way, Christian McCaffrey's hurt again.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Done for the season.
Done for the season. At first they said, no, the x-rays were negative. And then of course they did some more tests this morning. They said, we won't be seeing him again. Sorry. So sorry, Panthers. And I know
you're done.
And Randy's like, this week. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
This week, not the week the Cardinals played them.
Right.
This week. Okay, fine. All right, let's move on. The Patriots took out the Titans, and you know what? That was a good game. That was actually, of course, it was 36-13, but it was a good game there for a minute. And, you got to have respect for Vrabel, and but the Patriots did start to pull away there. But still looking like this is a good team, right? This is not a mirage. Remember we were talking about the other team wins that were a mirage. Patriots, that's not a mirage, right? I mean, am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I think you're 100% correct, Jeffrey. I think this team is starting to get together. They're getting into their own rhythm. They're doing what Bill Belichick says to do, and that's do your job. And they seem to be climbing out from mediocrity and becoming a contender. And they do it real quick. I heard somebody on TV say recently that Bill Belichick coaches people and coaches his teams for play in like October, November, December, those months. He's not too concerned about the beginning. He's concerned about games that are happening right now, around Thanksgiving, games that are going on through Christmas. Those are the games he's concerned about. And so it looks like this team is doing exactly that game plan, what Bill Belichick and his coaches do, which get this team ready for the winter and get them ready before the playoff season.
I'll tell you what, picking Mac Jones and creating the next Tom Brady out of Mac Jones, that does, in my opinion, put Belichick in for the coach of the year. They're just showing you. And here's what we've learned since Tommy Brady left the Patriots. It was both of them. Did Belichick develop and make Tom Brady is what he is today? I'm sure there's a lot of that there too, because now we're seeing it with Mac Jones, but he was also able to leave and do well. So I'm just going to say 50-50. Can we say 50-50 on that? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. I've always felt that way. Yeah.
But for a minute there, I thought it was Tom Brady. And, I knew that Belichick was good, but he's also a filthy bleeping cheater. So, But anyway, so there they go. Big victory there. And everybody's looking at the AFC standings and talking about it. It's like, don't even bother. Wait until a couple weeks away from the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Because the AFC is going to be in flux like crazy. It's just going to go.
No great teams in that entire conference.
Thanks a lot, Keon. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Good teams. Lots of good teams.
No great teams are right there. That's fine. They're in the hunt. They're in the hunt. Keon. I keep saying the Colts in the hunt.
In the hunt means you're not a great team. Washington's in the hunt too.
Keon,
no, they're not.
Keon,
not a great team.
Damage is done, Keon. It's just leave it alone.
I can say these things about my team. You can't.
Wow, Keon. See,
the Patriots aren't.
Don't try to.
I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do.
Say these things, Keon.
That there aren't any great teams in the AFC. The Patriots aren't a great team either. They're a really good team. The Ravens are 8-3. They're not a great team. The 4 interceptions Lamar tried to throw yesterday.
Poopy pants poop bed.
Yeah.
And just happen to be playing the Browns. That's really what it is.
Let's move on before Keon says any more damaging things.
I know. I tried to warn him.
Are the Chiefs also not a great team? There are a bunch of not great teams in the AFC.
If there's a team that could flip the switch, figure it out, and then become a great team again, it would be the Chiefs. But we just still, hopefully they practice their brains out during the bye week, because that team not playing well, it really doesn't make sense. Miss Pringle says Bill Belichick might be a great coach, but he couldn't turn Cam Newton into a serviceable quarterback, could he? He did it first, but then Cam got the COVID and was never the same again. So that's a different situation. And now Cam came back and did the same thing, but he only did it in 3 games. He did the same thing. He just crammed it into a shorter amount of time. So no, Bill Belichick, I don't blame him for the Cam Newton thing. Thunder Snow says Belichick and Brady are both GOATs, but still blinking cheaters. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they both individually cheated in different ways. So
it's 7 foot tall Big George says, don't trash the Colts, Keon. They're my 3rd favorite team behind the Cardinals and the Bears.
Oh boy.
To say that they're not great is not trashing them. They're also a good team.
Keon, I keep trying to warn you.
He won't quit while he's behind because he's a Washington football fan. He's always behind.
He keeps trying to dig out of this hole. Just stay there.
I'm not trying to dig out of anything. Wow. Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Why was you hurt me? I mean, I picked the Washington football team this week. Wasn't that enough?
I appreciate that.
Do you?
I do.
Dish Tank says, Jeffrey, yep, the Dolphins colors are rough. They also aren't sure what color green they are. I'll buy a jersey and a hat, both green, and then they won't even match. Well, you got to get official NFL stuff. And if you're getting official NFL stuff and they don't match, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Fed Fan says, Keon, I'll pick you up an application for NFL referee job when I get one for me.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Boogie says, I've been saying it for 2 years. Cam Newton is done. You can see it. His body is done. Yeah, we all saw it. And I can't believe the Patriots brought him back. I can't believe the Panthers brought him back.
Well, I can believe that the Patriots were desperate. The Panthers are even more desperate. But Cam's body is not done. It's the stuff upstairs.
His arm is. His
Some-
arm and what's upstairs done.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the throw. Some of the throws he made, it wasn't like a physical problem. It was just, why the hell are you throwing the ball there? And he misread the defense on a number of occasions, and it backfired.
King Kenton says he did a manly thing. He says, I snaked my clogged up kitchen sink this weekend, rented the snake from Home Depot, climbed up there with my snake, and I cleaned it out from the roof vent pipe. That seems like an odd connecting flight to get to where the drain is. Can't you just go straight through the drain there? Why did you go up through the roof? That is very manly.
Yeah.
If not a little unnecessary, but congrats.
Video? I'd really like to see that video.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, maybe we can lightning round through the rest of these NFL games, but I'm not going to count on it. We'll do what we can. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Get the inside info before it becomes outside info. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 1580 The Fanatic.
Call me a cynic, but I don't think this new meth is going to take off. Kind of like classic Coke and Coke. When the new Coke came out, they're like, oh, I can't wait. And they're like, ooh, this isn't as good as the old stuff. So
It's not cocaine. That's Coca-Cola.
Are they still going to have classic meth? That's the thing. I'm just.
Is it meth or math? Because I thought it was math. Every time I hear the spot, I think it's math.
Oh, then I ain't doing that. Forget the math. I mean, I'm excited that fentanyl's in there, but forget it. We're on. Hey, everybody, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Hefty Lefty. That's that meth commercial is something in it. Hey, kids, don't do meth. 888-368-1580. Bob Shawirsky says, being in the hunt is the worst place to be. If the team you love isn't strong enough to dominate in the playoffs, it only leads to the heartache and a bad draft pick. If your team is struggling, the best position they can be in is that of the Lions. Suck it, own it, miss the playoffs completely. Look forward to the next year. Why bother making the playoffs to only embarrass yourselves? It's a good point. I don't want to be in that bottom part of the in the hunt. I don't mind being in a respectable upper version of in the hunt, but you're right. Being in the hunt at the lower levels, it's a mistake.
It stinks. I can tell you from firsthand experience that it's not any good.
Ooh, Mr. Pringle making a good point, and this is going to be up to you, Keon, to counteract. Tell me again how Lamar Jackson isn't just a younger Cam Newton.
Well, I would say that he works way harder. He is already earlier in his career better at reading defenses than Cam was.
That's good
at that stage in his career.
Shows glimpses of being a better rifle, a better quarterback.
Yeah, I mean he's got the funky throwing motion, but it's a more accurate ball than what Cam throws. And also with Lamar. He gets sick a lot, which is weird, but he doesn't get injured the way that Cam did. He never takes that shot, that the one that ruined Cam's shoulder. Lamar's not going to take that. He usually gets down or gets out of bounds. He's very hard to hit. And so he's not like Cam at all. If Lamar Jackson doesn't work out, it will be for reasons specific to Lamar.
Well, that's I gotta tell you, Mr. Pringle, that's a very astute observation, but you can see a lot of ways where he is different. And I think that he will be long-term more talented for sure. All right, let's see if we can finish up these games and get to the on this day in sports history. The Giants and the Eagles played. Nobody cared, but somebody won, and that was the Giants. Good enough?
Sure. I mean, I'm kind of surprised the Eagles didn't win, but yes, very good. Okay, moving along.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, me too. I picked the Eagles, but nobody cared about that game. Broncos. Hold on. They won a game?
Yeah.
They did, in fact, win a game.
They're 6-5?
Yes.
That means that the Broncos have a better record than the Colts?
Right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that
it's the same record. So we're 6-6, they're 6-5.
Okay, yeah. So same amount of wins, and that is in large part because I believe the Broncos started off the season 3-0, so got a boost from that. Then they lost a bunch of games in a row, and now they've found a way to win 3 out of their last 4.
My Colts are worse than the Broncos,
only by a loss,
and they beat the Chargers. That was the thing. I'm just surprised that the Broncos beat the Chargers. This I don't know what to make of this Charger team. There's times they play great. There's times they don't. It's just all over the road. Justin Herbert had a decent enough game, but not enough to overtake the Broncos. But am I the only one who's completely shocked at this turn of events with the Broncos, other than Broncos fans?
No, you're not the only one who's shocked. I'm a little stunned too that the Broncos have been able to pull it together. There was a little bit of a lull there in the middle of the season. They opened 3-0, and then I believe they lose 4 in a row. And then you start thinking, oh, that's the Broncos team we expected to see this season. Only then they started to win again. And a lot of that is Teddy Bridgewater being in and out of the lineup. But Teddy Bridgewater is a game manager type quarterback. He shouldn't make that big of a difference. But this defense has played really well, and they look good. They run the ball great.
Well, like Philip used to say. Phil used to say the Broncos have one good thing, and that's a good defense. And even though they traded away their cornerstone. That doesn't mean that defense has gone away. Their defense is still pretty good, and that keeps them in games.
Old Patrick Surtain helped them out quite a bit with that, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's not so much the Broncos are great.
No.
I think it's more
wouldn't say that they're great.
They just caught the Chargers on the right night, because like every other night, you don't know what to expect, and you get the Chargers are all over the damn road.
Or they knew what the Chargers do, and they shut down that facet of their game. I think the Chargers are very one-dimensional. Pass, run. Pass, run. That's what the Chargers do.
I thought it was run, pass.
Well, it could be that. Yeah.
But I think to Randy's point, they do more passing than they do running. Which you've got Austin Eckler. He's a talented back.
It might be pass, run, pass.
Yeah,
run, pass.
Well, they do that every third game, I think. Yeah.
So,
Keon?
but the Broncos. I mean, this is a Broncos team that handful of weeks back they beat the Cowboys for what that's worth. That they're capable of hanging around in games and beating people who don't take them seriously enough. I don't think that means that the Broncos are great, but they're solid enough that they could squeeze into the playoff spot here.
Then again, they're in Colorado, so it could be pass, puff. Pass, puff. Berg says, "Hey, Keon, sorry about the ass kicking."
Oh yeah,
is anyone surprised? Berg's just killing it in the daily Linder League.
I'm actually having a decent week, but it doesn't matter. Berg for the second time this season
Juggernaut
is just running me over. So
it's almost like, thank you.
Well,
it was fun for me too. Happy Lefty Broncos fan says the AFC West is a microcosm of the AFC as a whole. No great teams. Somehow all the teams are in the hunt. Screaming Eagle says, hey, Broncos are winning, but this is not their year. Okay. Sadly. All right. So let's go on to the next game. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers and his little tootsies hurting, but not getting surgery, by the way. He went to the doctor, decided against it. But it was the defense for the Packers. 3 turnovers took the Rams out 36-28. Where are we with the Rams? The hell's going on with them? Now, listen, you go up against the Packers. It seems like a good game. Can't be too down on Stafford or the Rams because the Packers still a damn good team. But where are we with the Rams? Are they going to be a good team or not?
Rams don't have a running game, period. I mean, that's all I can say about it. And when you don't have a running game, you don't have an effective running game. And remember, old Ryan Seacrest lookalike was a very creative running game sort of coach. And when he does not have a running game, it's pretty one-dimensional for the Los Angeles Rams. They're a pass team. And so I think everybody has realized they don't have a run game, and they set up for the pass, and that's how they get. And then their all defensive line gets after Matt Stafford. You get him out of his rhythm, you get him out of the pocket, and he's not very accurate. He's not very good. So that's my take on it. I don't know, Keon, you got something different?
It's a similar opinion. They struggle to run the football, which kills them on third downs, especially third and less than 5. They still throw it. They line up to throw it. They don't trust the running game enough to pick up the yards necessary. And there were a number of third downs in the third and fourth quarter of that game where you felt like they could have turned the game back in their direction, back in their momentum if they had just gotten a third down or 2, but they couldn't pick it up when they absolutely had to have it. And that's going to kill you.
There you go. And the last game we have to talk about, we actually made it. 49ers beat the Vikings 34-26. Not a game I cared about. I'm sorry, all you Vikings fans. And I'm sure that it's not even something you care about in the NFC, your division there, Randy, because they're so far down in the rankings anyways. This win doesn't affect your life, right?
Well, I mean, last week while you were gone, all the San Francisco 49er fans came out of the woodwork. I mean, Shake and Bake, and who else was it? Stinky Winky. I mean, all these texters were texting in. What do you think of our dominant 49ers now? Yeah, we kicked your ass twice. All right, one time we beat you by 4 points. The next time we beat you by, 47? I don't even remember. There was so much whoop ass all over Levi Stadium. I couldn't even see the scoreboard. So, I mean, why are you texting in here and bothering me about your 49ers? You might get a wild card, maybe, but maybe.
Well, the most notable thing about the whole game was Kirk Cousins lining up behind the wrong guy.
No, I mean,
it's the most Kirk Cousins thing he could have done, really.
Wow.
So now you know why I call him a male bimbo.
He's a himbo.
Dalvin Cook now is going to be out a couple of games. He's got that torn labia and a dislocated shoulder. They put the shoulder back in, but the labia has to heal up. Also, Deebo Samuel, he pulled his groin, and he was supposed to get an MRI to see what's going on with that. So there you go. We actually, one of the few times this season, went through. It took a 3-hour show to do it. Went through and did all of the games. Oh, damn. Now I don't have time for On This Day.
Oh, no. We'll have to do 2 tomorrow.
Well, here's what it was. It was on this day in 1934 that the Lions played their first Thanksgiving home game. They lost that one, too, to the Bears, 19-16. And, that was the first nationally broadcast NFL game as an NBC radio carried the action with Graham McNamara as the announcer. So there, I got it done, Big George, without the fanfare, but we did at least mention it for you. All right, guys, that is all the time we have. Remember, Monday Night Football, switch over now to 1510 a.m. or 105.3 FM because you got the Seahawks and the Washington football team on Money Radio. And, of course, later tonight, 7:45 p.m., GCU takes on Loyola right here on 1580 Fanatic. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip